Theo, and we got Irin, Coalbiter,
and Byron.
and me. Yeah.
The Byron.
Hola.
Hey, it's me, Byron.
So we must be missing somebody. Who I'm trying
Oh,
to
you
think
look
of. Who are we
thirsty. Have my
Andy.
rapier.
Missing Rhunar Deg.
Oh,
Yeah, we're missing
right.
the leader.
Rhunar Deg.
Right, Captain Deg.
What?
Heyo.
What's up?
Hi guys.
Hey-o.
You guys came ready to play some D&D tonight.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
I'm ready.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's get after it then. Quick recap from last week's session. You, the Dead Gang had commandeered the Sea Ghost, had defeated the pirates under the command of Captain Sigurd Snake Eyes, and had commandeered the ship, trying to turn a leaf for the remaining crew and get them busy doing some good work for a change, some above board, honest work. And the first thing you did was return a bunch of stolen goods to the Dwarven mine, which was well received. The miners were happy to have a ton of brandy that they'd been missing, along with their mining equipment, which was also important, of course. You had some conversations about a couple of magical items that Theo was holding on to and wanted to discuss with the crew, transferring some of them to other individuals, discussing the merits of the use of various magical items. And then with a bit of kind of sailing mechanics test run, we sailed back to Saltmarsh. You made port. You navigated through some red tape in interacting with Philip Venev, the portmaster, who happened to know your quartermaster, Fritz. So that was helpful. Fritz was able to sort of take control of that situation. You headed into town where you met with Eleander Fireborn at the town hall. He indicated that he would send word to your ship when your reward of 200 gold pieces was ready for pickup, and that he also hoped you would be present at a meeting with the town council. And at that point, it was 2 days' time from when you were there. Just so happened that you had a couple of days of downtime where you all leveled up to level 6, which is pretty sweet. Irin spent a bunch of time at the forge working his craft, and Rhunar spent some time training with Will Stoutly. Byron spent some time investigating things related to Anders Solmore, things related to Dralian. Met with an informant that he has cultivated, a source that he's cultivated in the near the Crabber's Cove district, a man by the name of Malachi. You met with Gideon Marcel as well, Byron, and you handed him a letter that you had crafted for Nasir Kairathi, your contact in Grad Sul, kind of in code, of course, and kind of depicting or updating him on your progress, the people that you've met, some of the things that you've encountered along the way. You sent that along with Gideon Marcel. You then, with Theo's help, investigated Aubric's shiny blue box and tried to kind of figure out what the status of this box was, whether or not you would be able to somehow safe crack it, knowing that there's magic that is protecting its contents, trying to figure out if there's a way to dispel that magic or to somehow thwart that magical protection. Theo, you met with Sales and were able to get a little bit of information from her, some alarming information actually that was corroborated with the discussion that Byron had with Malachi, that there are folks around town sort of inquiring about members of your party, specifically the one from Grad Zul.
And then we blew up the ship.
That's right. And then the ship blew up in your dream that you had, where you learned a little bit about your patron as a warlock, and gained some additional insights into the history of that patron, and what that patron might be at some point asking of you.
Both confusing Theo and
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't give away all the secret sauce right away. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. At this point, we'll say that it has been about 2 days, and you are all present on the main deck of the Sea Ghost on a bright, sunny morning in Saltmarsh. The wind is blowing. The waves are lapping against the hull of the ship. And the four of you have command of the day. What would you like to do?
Just for fun and continuity, I'm going to say that's the morning that Theo has woken up from everything. So he kind of comes out on deck looking a little rough, and then just, Byron, we need to talk. Did you know people are looking for you?
You know, I heard that actually from my contacts down in Crabber's Cove.
Funny, I heard the same thing from my contacts. My contact is there in the rigging wing. To sales, hey sales. And apparently they're specifically looking for you.
Wait, specifically me?
Well, they're asking a lot of questions about our companion who came in from Gradsul.
What kinds of questions?
Nothing too specific, just, asking around is what I heard. If you ever end up back at the snapping line, be sure to tip the owner really well, because she is a very good person and friend of the group.
Very good.
Did you hear how long ago this was?
Past couple of days.
When I imagine they probably know we're in town by now, wouldn't you think?
Oh, they definitely know. I mean, I didn't necessarily say anything nice. I went over to the Solmar place. And I wanted to talk to Anders, about the journal entry about him basically harassing Aubric right before his death. I might have been. I was in a bad mood. I won't deny it. But maybe he'll come by later.
Out of character, because I've forgotten. Was it Sales and was it Theo who heard about the break-in at the Dralian estate, or was it Byron?
It was Sales that had that information.
Which way he'll go? Oh, so did you hear about the break-in at the Dralian estate again?
What?
Wait, again?
Yeah.
I know about the first one.
It was a couple of days ago. Apparently a guard was injured, but not killed.
Did they say if anything was stolen?
As of right now, you know exactly as much as I know, because I just told you everything I know.
I have a feeling they were looking for this, and I'm going to take out my bag of holding and dump the box out.
Why would you do that on deck?
That's the dumbest thing.
Cover it up! Cover it up!
Oh shit! Someone help me get this back in here.
Yeah, nope, you're gonna have to figure that out for yourself.
Ah,
Hey, what's that? One of
Never mind.
the crew members comes over and takes a look. What is that thing?
Well,
you
have
know,
you
it's,
ever met Byron's family?
No.
That's because their ashes are inside. It's very important to him and his family to keep that with him, so be respectful.
Yeah, I try to
Absolutely,
sprinkle some of their ashes at every port we landed.
Roll a deception check with advantage, Byron. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, who specifically asked this?
This was Kyle.
Kyle? Oh.
And as he walks away, he just kind of lets out a
One that's disturbing. That means flatulence too.
We gotta do something about
That's
the food on
in my notes. It says he's the flatulent one.
Ah, God.
Actually, let's go back to our quarters for a second, okay?
Yeah, we should be
Okay.
discussing stuff in private.
I honestly, I thought we were.
That's all right. No,
That's why I dumped it out. Where are we? Are we just on the deck right
Yeah,
now?
you were on the main deck.
Oh, shit. I hope nobody on shore saw this.
That's why Theo was like, "What are you doing?"
I'm going to just put my my back into it and kind of shove it in through one of the doors.
Okay. So you guys make your way to one of the rooms, one of the quarters.
I actually, let me try something, okay? And Theo pulls out the sword, or makes it appear. Because that's apparently the noise it makes. And he just kind of lays the sword across the box. And begins chanting something that you can see from the look on his face he sort of knows what he's saying, but it also may be kind of weird and new. And a series of glyphs begins to glow on the sword, and he casts Dispel Magic.
All right. So roll a
Hoping you just had
d20.
knock.
Roll a d20 and then add your spellcasting modifier. I believe that's how it works.
I was just looking it up. Hold on. I can't get to link now, of course. For each spell, DC equals 10 plus spell levels. Make an ability check using spellcasting ability. Yep, you weren't. Boo.
As the runes flash bright white, it fades, and you look at the box, and you don't see any sort of change to it.
Well,
What'd you do?
I try something that came to me in a dream. This will teach you to do things that came to you in a dream. Don't follow your dreams, kids. And he just kind of picks up the sword. Because otherwise, if the things that are in my dreams are true, I think I'm technically a paladin, and wouldn't that be really weird?
You know, I had another idea actually.
Well, we're okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Irin, do you have your hammer?
I do.
So what if you just hit it open?
All right.
Wait, you mean to bash it in?
We'll
This
break
There's
it.
no way that could work.
This
Yeah.
thing has like a protective curse on it to prevent it from being opened, right?
It has some sort of protective magics. I don't know
Yeah.
what shape or form that would take, and from my understanding, that could be a lot of things.
And doesn't it appear as a cube?
Yeah, it's like a blue cube.
So there's no seams.
Correct.
No seams anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to hit that open.
I don't think we should mess with that thing.
What if we I have a portable battering ram.
You have a lucky stone, and you have Dralian's journal. So there's, like, don't you think there's a good chance that the answer to this thing could be in his journal?
Yes.
That's my hunch.
Damn it.
I know it's terrible. You're going to have to read. It's just
More reading.
it'll probably be more effective than whatever I just did. Okay.
I have a nice desk you could study at. Well, if you
Will it
liked.
make me smarter though?
I can't make any guarantees about that.
Yeah, could be tough.
Out of character, what do you have to use to? Is it investigation to do that?
Yes.
Yes, investigation, which is an intelligence modifier, but
Okay.
to get the best stuff, I need a score over 25, and if I roll a natural 20, it's a 23.
Right. Someone may need to be really good at investigating.
Yep. So yeah. I mean, I could always get expertise in investigation, but I haven't yet.
That would be next
So-
level, I believe.
So really, none of us are like fully qualified to.
Yeah, my highest would also be a 23.
Mine would be a 22. So
Irin Coalbiter has a +10 to investigation. Didn't you know that?
Investigation.
Plus 10. It's like my stealth.
+4.
Ooh.
not
He
bad.
technically is the most qualified. Isn't
He
that
is the
terrifying?
most qualified one.
But he's also got a hammer, and I'm telling you, with a well-placed python, we could always just puncture a hole into it,
I think that's a really bad idea.
and then crowbar it open.
I'm going to have
Can
to agree
I-
with it being a bad idea.
Dave, I don't remember if I've looked at this thing from like a I know about metal perspective.
I don't know if you have either. I don't think you have.
Oh, interesting.
Allow me to do that.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I guess it would probably involve, well, I don't know, lifting it, trying to move it, feel, to like touch it, see what it feels like. If I can dare I say, taste it. I don't know.
It's heavy. I'll warn you
It's
there.
delicious.
To get an idea of its, I don't know, metal-based properties.
Sure. So you want to try to lift it? Go ahead and roll a strength check
Oh.
for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a strength check.
Yeah, you lift it up. You guys watch as he just kind of palms the thing, lifts it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just kind of get a feel for it.
It's 2 feet by 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet tall.
So it's like a file cabinet, right?
Yeah, like a
It's-
2-drawer
yeah, kind of
file.
like exactly. That's about the dimensions for sure. And it's pretty heavy. It is. There are no seams of any that you can see at all. There are no hinges. There's no locking mechanism. It just appears to be, for all intents and purposes, a solid blue shiny cube of a metal that you're not familiar with.
I'm not. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Am I able to tell anything? I don't know. I
Your
guess-
hunch would be that it's elven. It's not something that you're familiar with from your background.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'll set it down. You know. I can tell you it's not dwarven. It might be elven.
Do you recognize the metal?
I don't. If it was, yeah. This grain structure is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's the way it is.
I'm gonna like put my cheek against it and just kind of whisper, Tomoa-chan.
You guys all kind of hush quiet for a moment as Byron gets down and whispers sweet nothings into this box's ear.
Nothing
and
happened.
Nothing happens.
Ah,
But
well, it's not.
very dramatic.
It's not what I was expecting to happen.
That was weird. All right, put that thing back in the bag. We're not going to be able to figure this out right now.
Okay. I will. I'll take out a crowbar and I'll put it under one edge of it, and I will put my bag of holding over the top of it, and I'll kind of pry it up into the bag.
Yeah, fair enough. You're able to do that. You're getting kind of good at that now. You've done it a few times.
So, just in case it happens to be true later when you get to the translations, it is possible that A, this is the thing that they were looking for, and B, we don't actually know for certain if there are things inside the box. It might, in fact, be a cube.
You're right. You're right. It could be a key to something, or a map, or something.
Right.
That is a map that is the worst map I have ever seen.
Well,
the best map.
yeah, maybe we need something to like activate it. Maybe the shiny blue turns into like a sphere. Maybe we're on a cube planet.
Maybe we
I've
have
never
to make
sailed
sure
the whole
it's
thing.
standing by a certain cave on like the midsummer, and then of course the moonlight coming in from the full illuminates a keyhole that happens to be a square, and then we put it in there and we sneak into a dragon's treasure hoard. Yeah, I read that book too. It wasn't very
Right.
good.
It could be a weapon. We could put it on a catapult and see what it does to a surface that we shoot it at.
I think that is a terrible idea, but I would be lying if I said I was not intrigued.
All right.
It
we
could
need
be
to
a
fig-
cooler.
Cooler's no good if you can't get it open.
Touche.
All
So,
right.
go ahead.
So there's people wandering around town looking for Byron, right? And there's something going on at the Dralian estate, and we may potentially have to talk to the Navy. Is that summing it all up about the boat?
I think so.
And we have a potential job with the Navy
Yeah.
about this Sahuagin.
So how
Well, didn't
Sahuagin.
wasn't there something like we would need to straighten out the ownership of the boat with the Navy?
Oh, guys, I changed the name of the boat already.
We might need to, if it comes up.
And what are we going to name the boat?
Wait a minute. What do you mean the boat? You've already changed the name. What have you changed it to?
Well, I'll show you, and I'll walk over to the edge of the boat and like painted over the sea ghost in like kind of bad handwriting. It's gonna say the good buddy.
Okay. Well. One, I appreciate your dedication to the conversation we had the other day. Although you may have taken away the wrong thing. Two, we should probably get a professional to do that. That
I
was
think
all
it looks okay. I mean, you can still see the sea ghost underneath the good
Yeah,
buddy.
that's probably not good. It looks like crap.
Well, I mean, I was hanging off the side of the boat, like the guys were holding my feet.
You know they have like literally rope and some boards, so you can just be lowered down to do work on this.
You know, the guys, they wanted to help me. They were really invested.
Painted
So
it
you
upside
wrote it
down.
upside down.
Well, I wrote it right side up, but while I was upside down. So, like, I mean, and
I
did
take
it
a little bit of what I said
backwards.
back. That's really impressive.
I'm concerned about all of this. I also need something to drink for the morning, the tea, the coffee, whatever it is that's local for here. Actually, yeah, is it a coffee place? Is it a
Wild
tea
wine.
place? What is the morning beverage of choice in Oerth?
If you look around, you see most of the crew is drinking coffee.
I need a cup of coffee. It was a really weird night, and this morning has proved to be no less weird. So I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and then yes, I suppose we should figure out what we are doing from here. Yeah. And Theo goes and gets a cup of damn coffee.
It's cowboy coffee, so it's gritty. There's grits in it, but it's good. It's strong.
As a man who makes and enjoys cowboy coffee, I deeply approve.
Sure.
Yeah. That sounds good.
So Theo makes his way back up to the galley. The rest of you, are you gonna hang out in the quarters for now?
I'll go on deck and just make sure that things are going well. I guess at some point I'd like to also look into possibly getting a weapon for the deck. I don't know
Ooh,
where
a
I'd go
ballista
about-
or
yeah,
something.
like some sort of ballista. I don't know if that's possible in the near future or not.
Not a catapult to throw the square.
We could shoot it out of a ballista if we modified the
I
mechanism.
mean,
Or maybe I'll
I'm
just take a
sure-
look at the deck and look for good spots where I think it could go.
Byron, you said you're a carpenter.
Yeah, I could probably put something like that together. I don't know if it'd be necessarily as good.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm sure the two of us could put something together.
I think I know there's the Carpenters Guild Hall is kind of near one of my contacts. I could pop by there and have them drop some lumber off at the ship.
That would be ideal.
We'll probably want to like tip our bolts with metal and I don't know where we'll go about getting like what would it be like rope, string? How
Theo comes back with several cups of coffee and just starts handing them out.
Would we need like plans for something like that, or would we know how to build that already, Dave?
Let's see. Byron, why don't you roll a boatswain carpenter tools check with intelligence as your modifier?
All right. You said carpenter's tools with intelligence?
Yeah. Oh, it was almost a 19.
I saw that.
I
You,
saw that.
you feel relatively confident that you could build one.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
But it would be easier if someone else built it for you, or if you could purchase one.
I think if we could buy one or get somebody else to make it, it'd be easier. But I mean, I could do it. I could definitely do it.
Well, we could check in with the Carpenters Guild. Maybe maybe they've built stuff like this before, and either they have some plans we could follow, or maybe they have some parts on hand that we could use.
Can I just make the motion while we're talking about this that maybe with people trying to sneak up on us in town and looking for us, we don't go anywhere alone? Stay in.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
Anywhere we go, there's so much going on.
It really is.
Are we going to look into this Dralian matter further?
I was thinking maybe tonight or tomorrow night or maybe the night after that. One of these nights, I think I might just bust back in and see if I can, pick up any clues. Probably the sooner the better, but
Have we considered just going and talking to the people there?
you know what?
Up and talking?
Yeah, why do you want to go back in?
Well, I know she had some nice paintings that I'm totally not
What do you need?
steal.
We don't need paintings.
Do you think you might have missed
Really
something when we
nice.
were there?
I mean, I literally, so I went in the window, I looked around a little bit, I went into like his den, I found a secret lever to his hidden office thing, and I took everything except like a skull.
Except for what?
A skull.
A skull.
A skull.
And what did this skull look like?
Skull? It was just bony. It didn't have eyes in it anymore.
Did you inspect it at all?
I mean, I took literally everything else. Do you think it's important?
I don't know.
I think we have no idea what is important and what is not. What we're even looking at, what we have here in a cube. But the question I have is... Never mind, I have a lot of questions and none of them are coherent right now, other than how about we just go talk to them like adults first?
Yeah.
Sophia Dralian does not like me anymore, I do not think.
That's wonderful. We can at least then
maybe-
confirm that.
Maybe after this break-in, she might be looking for answers herself. Plus, this recent journal entry we found, didn't it point towards Anders a little bit?
Yeah, I went by his house. They said they would send word to the boat when he was ready to talk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that means they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, I mean, I did tell him that he needed to send Anders alone, and then he got really combative.
So wait a minute,
Said
you
I
told
wasn't.
a butler that his master needed to come alone to meet a strange person from out of town? And it didn't cross your mind that sounds like a threat?
It was a threat, but I mean,
Maybe you shouldn't be talking. to
No,
people
okay, you are
anymore.
done talking. We are. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Well.
Hieronymus, give me strength.
All right, so Anders may have his guard up now, but that might also. I don't know. I guess we gotta decide what we want to do next. What we want to pursue.
I am would say I am personally invested in getting this murder investigation finished because
Do
it just bothers me.
you guys want to go kidnap Anders?
Again, I
Uh.
think you're just taking it to 11.
No,
I'm gonna keep
why
drinking
would we do
coffee.
that?
Well, and I'll take out the journal and I'll open it up to the 12th entry. Anders Solmore, heir to his father's merchant fleet, has offered to acquire my debts and my legacy. I have declined the offer on several occasions. Several occasions. We could kidnap him, guys. He seems eager in his negotiation, to which I continue my resistance.
So kidnapping, and this is just something that I want to make sure you've heard out loud from someone. Kidnapping is illegal and generally immoral. So maybe let's not start there with the situation that would get us permanently outlawed from the area.
Well, I mean, I did try to talk to him.
No, you showed up to his house and issued a threat. That's very different.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a blatant threat. I said, you should
That
come
was
to my
very
boat
blatant.
alone.
Sounds pretty blatant.
Well, he might have killed Albrecht Dralian. And if he did, I'll take his life.
A lot of people might have killed him. We can't just assume one person did it. For all we know, there was 37 people they lined up and they stabbed. We don't know. And if he did, he will pay. But we can't just start kidnapping everyone who think we might have done it. Otherwise, we're going to end up kidnapping half of the town before we get there, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Based on a failed business proposition.
Could just
Repeatedly denied failed business
be. He
proposition.
might just not like taking no. We don't know. Then again, he might be evil. We also don't know in either direction.
Should I bust into his house?
Not
No.
yet, but keep that on the agenda, I think.
Okay. I'll hold on to that. I'll just put that, tuck it away for now.
Yeah, that's a back pocket, but near the top of the back pocket, you know?
Byron, do you have any idea who might be looking for you? Could these be friendly people?
Maybe. I mean,
Could they be part of your order?
I don't think so. But it is possible. I feel like they would have left word for me. But I
If they
haven't.
were friendly, they wouldn't have necessarily been sneaking.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like shady dealings.
How many of them were there? So I don't think like a couple of dudes wandering around. I don't think that they should be like a huge threat to us.
Right. I don't actually. I only heard that there were people looking for me. I didn't hear how many there were. I don't believe.
Let me ask a
Malachi
question.
never told me.
Let me ask a question out loud to you. You are part of a secret society. Does your secret society have any enemies or other societies that might be trying to find them and kill them?
Dave, do I? Sorry, this is out of character. Do I? I don't think I believe I know about. I've had some dealings with the other secret magic hunters, right? Like the competition, basically.
Yeah, there are other groups out there that do, are in competition to find magical legendary items.
But I wouldn't call them my enemies. Or like anything like that, would I?
Not necessarily. And depending on your backstory, you may or may not have even encountered them in the field, but
Right,
you'd still
yeah.
know about them. But it's also possible that maybe you have, depending on what happened in your backstory.
Looking back on my backstory, I don't think I've heard of people who are counter to my organization, but personally, I've never dealt with anyone like that.
But it exists, yes?
Yeah, but I don't think they would know that I'm part of this organization.
Might they be looking for the same thing you are and have put two and two together?
I think it's possible, but nobody knows I have this box except you guys, and I'll say that quietly so that only they can hear me. Um, nobody. I didn't leave any evidence behind at the Drowning estate. I I got out quick. Um, Besides taking everything out of his place, I may have rearranged some books, but I and I and I took a telescope that was in open view, but I mean, or not a telescope, a technical device that I don't know how it works, but is missing a piece, which I do want now. Actually, maybe I do want to go back in the Drowning estate.
First, let's go talk to them about the thing that we would obviously talk to them about if we were still doing an investigation. Then, if we don't get anything good, maybe we break back in. Ah,
Okay. Yep. I say, yeah. I think we should split into groups of two, though.
Yeah, we shouldn't be alone. Shouldn't wander around alone in town.
Yep. But I think we should get as much done as we can today as we possibly can, and I think a ballista is important
Yes.
as well.
I'm with you on that, definitely.
Hey, Fritz. Fritz, what is it?
Yeah, Captain. Yeah. So me and the guys were just kind of hanging out. We wanted to know if you had any orders for us today or needed us to do anything. Otherwise, some of the boys want to head back into town. But if you need us to do anything, I didn't hear anything that you just said, I promise. But if there's anything that you need us to do, we're happy to do it.
Is the ship in good working order? No.
Yes, Captain. We're ready to depart whenever you're ready.
All right. I think it should be safe for you guys to go into shore. Just make sure nobody talks about boat affairs with anybody they might meet.
Oh, of course not. No, of course not. Mum's the word, of course. Yeah.
Right.
Did you need us to look into anything, run any errands or anything?
Ooh, could you guys maybe look about getting a ballista?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that would be great. If you could look into getting a ballista, either to purchase or to build. Plans to build one. We're gonna.
Like an IKEA one, even?
We'd like to add something like that to the boat.
Yeah, okay. I could certainly do that. I'll start at the Carpenters Guild Hall, see what they've got available for sale.
Go ahead and purchase some extra raw materials from the Carpenters Guild, just, in case we want to repair the ship some more, anything that
Sure, some
ship-worthy
supplies.
repair.
You got it.
Perfect.
About how much coin should I spend?
Well, I guess it depends on what we have already on hand and what we might need.
It depends, Captain, on where we're headed next. Yeah, and how long we're gonna be at sea. I can certainly get more supplies. I would say we've got supplies for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks in terms of food stores and repairs, supplies, and that sort of thing.
I guess we don't know exactly at this point exactly how long we're going to be gone. I would say 2 weeks should be fine for now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that we could get a lot of places on that. So I think we should be all right on rations. Let's just focus on the ballista and some extra lumber. Just inspect the stores that we have up in the boatswain's area and see if we need to top anything off, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not a problem.
missing
Do we have a budget for supplies?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think? What is a decent amount? Like 50 gold? Is that crazy?
I could get
Wow,
quite
I
a
was
bit for 50 gold.
Oh, shit. Okay. I was thinking like 300, but...
Well, if you're just looking for the raw materials like some planks and some tar and nails and stuff like that, I can,
How much? Do you
30
know
to
how much
50
a
gold
ballista
should
would
be
cost?
fine. A what?
A ballista?
A couple hundred gold, I imagine, if you're going to have someone build one for you. High-end, workable, reliable ballista. Transported and
man,
installed.
high end.
Any idea how long something like that would take?
A couple of days, unless they got one ready to go, which is not likely given sort of what's going on with the military and whatnot, but I can look into it. Yeah, no
Alright.
problem.
Yep, yeah, look into it. Definitely.
Yeah. And I guess I'll give him 25 gold as
Yeah.
a budget
Okay,
for like lumber and supplies for the boat.
perfect. Anything else you need done during the day?
Let's have the guys, that fucking guy and the other guy. I just want them to like walk around to the bars, maybe have a drink with some of the locals, and see if anyone asks about us. And if they do, maybe don't tell them about us, but get as much detail about that person as they can.
Yeah, kind of a look and listen type of operation, huh?
Oh yeah, and let them know. The more they bring back, the more they can drink, but they have to bring something back.
Is there a
Hey,
budget?
Fritz.
Is there a budget for their carousing mission?
Ooh, I'll also say 25 gold.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
That's a bit much.
Big
10
spender.
gold. Sorry, 10 gold. We'll go 10 gold.
Fritz, I want
well,
receipts.
I want them. I want to find some information.
Receipts? Yeah, no problem. I'll make sure the guys make sure they get receipts for everything.
Good. And Rhunar, what do you think? Should we leave a
Who
few
gives
people on the boat
receipts
to
for
protect it?
beer?
No, I mean for the Carpenters Guild. All right. What were you saying, Byron?
Should we leave people on the boat to protect it?
Oh yeah, I think that's a good idea. I was gonna consider having Tamis and Kyle stay back.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's their turn
Okay.
anyhow.
Somebody on.
We've been having at least two stay aboard at all times. We've been sort of trading off. It's their shift.
That
Cool.
sounds good.
If a Soulmore guy shows up, just tell him I'm gonna be popping by his house.
Soulmore. Okay, I'll pass that along to Kyle.
Cool. That's all I got.
Okay. I'll tell the guys to get going. We'll let us know if there's anything else then. Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Thank
Fred,
you.
Yeah.
you have a good day.
Well, thank you. You too. And he hurries off to tell the guys what's up, and you hear them just go, "Yeah!" They're fired up. They're gonna go drinking on the captain's tab.
I
Oh,
like the guys.
for the record, Rhunar, you are one of the better captains in existence.
Are they going to spend all my 25 gold on beer and not? give
No.
me
I
some?
gave him 10 gold.
Yeah, they've got 10 gold to spend at the
Yeah,
bar,
Fritz
and
is
then
Fritz
That's
is
a lot
doing
of beer.
the
They're
carpentry
gonna be lucky
stuff.
if they remember anything.
Oh, I told them they had to bring something back if they wanted to spend it all, or they're gonna regret it.
Oh shit,
I
that's
feel
funny.
like me and the guys have built a fairly good rapport.
Yeah. You realize a single beer is like what is it?
Like 3 copper.
Copper.
3 coppers.
Wasn't it like 2 gold at the empty? Oh
Yeah,
wait, no,
'cause
I
you
don't
got
know that.
No, you weren't
Yeah,
there.
because we
wasn't
were being
there. I wasn't
extremely overcharged.
It's because you guys came in swinging
A
your
beer is like 4
your
coppers.
tourist card in front of everybody's face.
You did the equivalent of gave them like $1,000 and told them to get sauce. And
And
we
bring
support you
something
deeply.
back.
They're high rollers right now in Slomas.
Yeah, they're
That's
gonna
right.
get the royal treatment.
Love a good time.
Well,
Great for morale.
We'll buy a little loyalty for a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's pretty good. All right,
We
so
do have
they all hurry off to do what they got to do and gather information, drink a bunch of ale, go pick up supplies for the ship, and inquire about a ballista.
All right. Do you guys think we should go to the Solmar house, or not the Solmar house, the Dralian
Yes, I do.
state?
okay, but I think you should do the talking.
One
Oh,
other
definitely.
thing I was going to mention is anybody proficient in Arcana?
I am actually. Theodes.
Roll an Arcana check for me. This gets back to your discussion on the. All right, yeah, This gets back to the discussion that you guys were having about the journal and being able to sort of decipher some of the more esoteric codes in there. And you, Theo, know with your familiarity with magic that there are ways to increase your ability to understand things, either through magic or through magic items or training, etc. Just throwing that in
Out
there.
of character. There's ways to raise your intelligence score. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Guys, we got to go to the magic store. We're gonna buy us some brain juice.
All right.
Is there a magic store here?
No, that's why I said it in my voice, because
Saltmarsh is a little bit of a backwater. I don't think they. I mean,
Maybe they have like a shaman or
we couldn't find any health
Swamp
potions in
witch.
town, right?
Theo, you might have a piece of information that you learned during your downtime.
oh, Theo has that, and are you guys
Isn't
having
saying
the
it.
discussion out loud?
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of mumbling about swamp witches and
Why are
shamans
you
and
mumbling
stuff.
about swamp witches and shamans?
Magic people?
Why do you want a magic person? Am I not magic enough for you?
Didn't you mention brain juice?
Theo didn't as my intent, but to move
Oh,
the
okay.
conversation along in character. Now, I mean, since you guys have started talking about, he would have mumbled, there is, something magic, something raise, insight, something. He's still not awake. He's drinking a lot of coffee. So and finally, he's like, okay, so I'm going to say this out loud, and I want to preface this by saying it's a terrible idea, and if you go through with it, it is against my better judgment. Is that clearly understood?
Okay.
Go on.
See, I don't like the way you said that. So, when I was speaking to, I believe it was the nice woman that runs the snapping line. No, it was the nice woman who runs the Dwarven Anvil. I apologize. By the way, Irin, she is a very attractive young woman. You didn't tell me she was an attractive young woman. I think Irin is.
Interesting.
So, she mentioned that if we were looking for armor, because I was looking for something a little bit lighter weight, and if something especially more interesting or esoteric, there is some place locally called the Chamber of Ayus that deals in strange artifacts and that sort of thing. Now, I want you to remember who is Ayus. Let me give you the cliff notes. I have a book on it because at some point we found a book on Ayus. And Theo literally pulls out a book with something strange and horrific on the cover.
Is this
This
the
is a book
triangle
about-
guy?
Say what?
The triangle guy.
No, he's like, I don't know.
Triangle
if he's the
guy,
first
what?
Triangle guy, but he's definitely not great. He is some sort of demon lord or something. The point is, people who have his name in the title are not good people. You can't trust them. They are probably up to some shady shit, and not in the good way. But they might
Triangle
have something
guy.
like you're looking for.
Yeah, the elemental.
Yeah, the elemental eye or whatever, elder eye.
Yeah, the triangle guy.
I don't believe I have encountered anything to do with that, but
He hasn't,
You know.
can you show me what the symbol looks like?
Hold on.
Of Ayus.
And Theo pulls out the piece of paper with the symbol of the elemental eye on it. It was that letter. I think it's the mysterious note. Yes, the mysterious
Yep.
note.
Yeah.
With the triangle.
Oh, you know what? And I'll reach into my bag of holding and I'll take out not Aubrich's journal, but a bunch of just loose leaf papers that are all bound together.
Just gonna say, you just keep a bunch of loose papers.
Well, these are also from Obrick's desk.
Okay.
These were all floating around on his desk, and one of them had that symbol on it. And I'll
You
find
found
that piece of paper and I'll hold it up and I'll be like, "This?
What does it say?
It's just the symbol."
It's the symbol that you guys have actually seen this already once. He showed it to you on the bluffs at the past the temple of Procan.
Yeah.
And it is a inverted triangle. There are a bunch of scribbles and notation around it that seem to be something like measurements or maybe, or some sort of notation about the shape, but it's really hard to identify what it is. And it's really not much more than a doodle, you know, like scribbling.
He's read out the Pythagorean theorem.
Pretty much, yeah.
It might be. I would.
That's not, however. Well, actually, roll a religion check, Theo.
Dean.
Yeah. So you know that is not the symbol of Ayuz.
Good news is these are not symbols I use, which means he maybe wasn't dealing with them. But it does imply heavily that somehow what Dralian was working on may have been related to the shady shit that was involved on the island, which also isn't great.
And because Ayuz is such a I guess known force right now in Greyhawk, around on Orth, you know that his Theo would know that his symbol is a grinning human skull.
I imagine it's also in that book Theo picked up.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
A grinning human skull.
Yeah, it's this, and he turns to page 3 and just points it right there. Look at it.
All right, I'll look at it. Dave, does that look like the skull maybe that I saw on Obrick's desk?
I mean, they're both skulls in that sense. They do look similar, but the drawing in this book of Ayuz that Theo has is much more stylized, and you know, it's a piece of art essentially. It's a page that's got like an engraving piece of artwork.
Okay.
It's not, you don't see anything that's like, that's the skull that I saw in his office. That doesn't jump out at
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
So the other thought I had is maybe, you know, the skull was related to opening the box. I don't know. Or it may be that Dralian didn't know how to open the box. I don't know. Speaking of which, do we want to go towards the Dralian estate maybe?
All going, or are we splitting up and doing different things?
I don't think we have to split up anymore because we sent the guys off to do their thing and we sent Fritz off to do his thing.
Yeah, let's just go after the Dralian estate. We need to get
So, well, some of us could track down the Navy and find out about what the Navy's got going on, because we've got some irons in that fire as well.
And you also know that today is the day that you're supposed to meet with the town council.
And we have a meeting with the town council.
So let's go to the
Oh.
Dralian estate and then go to the town council, eh?
Okay, yeah. let's
Okay.
do that.
Should we split up? Somebody check with the Navy while we go to the Dralian estate and then we
No.
all meet up at the council?
Let's do
No.
2 things, because if we have some sort of weird revelation at either of those, it could derail everything we're doing.
Yeah, let's just do Dralian. and
Touche,
then
yep.
Council.
Yeah, we're gonna have so many loose ends again.
Yeah.
The party that stays together, I am told. I'm kidding, I
Slay
just
more
made
if
that
they're
up.
split up.
Yeah, we could fight 4 groups of people at once.
Yes.
One of the worst ideas, we literally talked about this yesterday.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
2 by
Alright.
2.
Theo is just going towards the gangplank.
Cubes of blue.
Yep, let's go to Dralian's and ask our question.
Nobody?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cube,
No.
Thank you-
cubes
thank you,
of
Dave.
blue.
Thank you, Dave.
No, I got it out of character. Theo's just no.
Shh.
All right.
All right, so you make your way. I'm sorry, you're going to the Dralian estate or Solmore?
Drowley.
Dralian.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so you step off the ship and onto the dock, and the port is bustling right now with activity. There are, at this point in the morning, there are some fishing boats that are already coming back into port with a great bounty. People are sort of yelling out to each other from shore to ship. There are people bustling about the streets as you make your way east up the main drag towards the Dralian estate, and as you approach the large mansion, you're once again struck by its regalness and its beauty. And you walk up to the door and knock on the door. And within just a couple of seconds, there is a woman at the door that opens the door. Yes, hello. How can I help you today, gentlemen?
Theo will step up to talk in the event that nobody else does.
Go ahead.
Hello. You may remember us. We were helping investigate
Yes.
The death of the former master of the house.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes.
We had hoped to talk to a few people because we heard there was another break-in.
Yes, well, Mistress Sophia is currently indisposed, but if you'd like to wait a bit, I'm sure she would be willing to speak with you. Please come in. And you enter this grand hall. As you remember the entrance, there is a grand staircase that goes up. There is a statue to your right as you walk in, and if you recall, that's the statue of Hieronius, standing atop a bunch of skulls.
All right.
Is going to go over, just regard the statue of Hieronius while we wait.
Okay. Takes there's a couple of minutes where you're kind of hanging out in this welcoming sort of entryway, and suddenly you hear the footsteps of someone walking up on the floor above you, and you see her at the top of the stairs, and Byron, gentlemen, hello. 1 second, and she walks down the stairs.
Out of character, I've forgotten. What's her first name?
Sophia.
Oh, Miss Dralian, it's a pleasure to see you again. And Theo's going to do an actual full curtsy bow type deal.
She holds out her hand for you.
Theo takes it, just brings it just to his lips, stops short, moves his face across it, and then releases it.
She withdraws. She is very well dressed. She has on a very nice, long, elegant, not like a evening gown, but a very well made, nicely tailored, sort of pink and white dress that has sort of these large shoulders and very tight around the waist, and it flows all the way to the ground. You can't even really see her feet as she walks around. It just kind of flows around her. High-necked, and she has on a very noticeable like brooch around her neck that is black with a jewel on it. And she says, "Yes, it's been some time, Byron. Please come in." And she ushers you to follow her into a little bit more of a common room that has a lot of chairs. If you recall, this was the area where you had eaten a bunch of the food that was on display during your first visit to the estate. Now, gentlemen, how can I help you today?
Well, we heard, and I'm going to step forward and cut Theo off because I know Sophia. We rode on a boat together. I'm going to be like, well, it's come to our attention. Rumors, we just got back into town, but we heard rumors that your place had been busted into a second time since the murder.
A second time? No.
Yeah, he was murdered and then the break-in.
Oh,
That's
right.
2 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How did you hear of this?
Well, the bars, people talk.
We opted to not report it to the town guard. I'm surprised that the word has gotten out, but nonetheless, yes, you are correct. There was a
anything
break-in.
taken?
Well, there was. It appears that my brother, Aubric, had some secrets that he was attempting to keep from God knows who. Certainly from the family, I suppose, but we didn't know this at the time, but there's a secret room, a bit of a study, if you will, that was broken into and revealed through the robbery. The room was tossed and papers strewn about, things missing, it would appear, although it's hard to say what he might have even had in the room. But there is a mount on the wall where my guess is that he had been displaying a family heirloom, an ornate scimitar from our grandfather, Rodrigo Dralian. Beautiful craftsmanship. His initials, of course, are engraved on the bottom of the hilt. If I'm correct in my assumption that this beautiful heirloom was hanging on the wall, it is gone, along with God knows what else. But unfortunately, my private guard was injured in the robbery. He's recovering with the help of
Your
some of the
personal
clerics.
bodyguard?
Yes, my personal bodyguard intercepted the individual momentarily, but was stabbed, despite having been fully armored. And well, it's an indication to me, at least, that this person was skilled in their craft, so to speak.
May we ask, has your bodyguard, was he able to give any description of his assailant?
He was unable to give much of a useful description. This person was clad in black, as you can imagine, face obscured. The only thing that he was able to say is that it was, he believes, from what he can recall, is that it was a tall person, taller than him. But that's not very useful, I'm afraid.
Well, yes and no.
About how
we-
tall?
Let it be suffice to say, we believe there may be definitely, as you seem to be suspecting as well, more afoot both in this town and in this murder than was first apparent.
I would have to agree with you.
The assailant in question, for example, definitely matches the description of someone who shot at me at one point and then vanished silently into the night. So, never good.
I would wager that there's a connection between this individual and my brother's murder. Seems as though there was perhaps unfinished business. But it's hard for me to know, and at this point, I just wish to depart and return to Gradzul. Be done with this.
If you are to leave, what will become of the estate?
Well, it hasn't been finalized yet, but, well, I have no reason to hide it from you. Anders Solmore has made an offer to purchase the Westwind Trading Company, and I intend to accept it.
That would make sense from the things we have heard as well. I would ask two things of you, if you do not mind. One, we would like to see the secret room. I have some gifts of the arcane. I would at least like to give it a cursory inspection to see if there's anything strange and unusual. And two, how certain are you or not that your brother was involved with, I don't know, perhaps a underground organization, a group of individuals who perhaps were doing things they wish not to be told, anything of that sort?
Well, I suppose anything is possible, but that I can't pretend to understand what you would be talking about.
Let me be as blunt as possible. What you say to us will not go to other ears. But if your brother was involved in anything unusual, the truth will come out. And if we are to get in front of that truth and ensure that it is properly shielded, we would need to know that before.
I'm afraid I'm not sure what you're getting at.
In that case,
I'm not-
possibly neither am I.
I'm gonna cough.
Anyways,
May we see the room?
yeah, can we take a look at this room?
Cults.
I don't imagine it would hurt much, but please don't disturb anything if you can.
Oh, of course not.
I will be sure to explain anything unusual I do before I do it, so that you may know. How is that?
Very well. Follow me. She guides you up the stairs into the main hallway and into a modest sitting room. And Byron, all of you have been in this room before when you did a walkthrough with her before, earlier in the investigation. But this is, there is a bookcase. Byron, this is the bookcase where you found the lever. Currently, the secret door is ajar. And so she walks right into this room. As you open the door, you walk into what appears to be a private study packed with large, important-looking books. There's a sturdy wooden table that serves as the centerpiece to this small room. Atop the table is not much, some scattered papers and a human skull. There is an inkwell, some writing implements, and then you can see behind the desk on the wall, there is a mount, sort of an ornate mount where it's pretty obvious that there was likely a sword mounted there.
My eyes are going to go kind of from the right to the left to the right, and I'm going to glance at Rhunar, and then I'm going to look straight down at my feet.
Now, this is very interesting. Yes, you are very correct. This is unusual. Perhaps we will want to look at the spines of the books to see what they were. The skull is a little weird. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a technique. It's very strange looking, and I apologize for that, to observe the mystical. If you do not mind, Mr. Alien.
No, go ahead if you think it will help.
Theo mutters a word, blinks his eyes, and has the bright blue eyes, and is detecting magic in the room.
All right, so you activate your magical eyesight and you scan the room, and nothing in the room is magical. The skull, the books, the ink, nothing.
Okay. Theo he'll keep it up for the minute, just let the spell run its course. The interesting news is there's nothing of enchantment here. Of the things in this room, the skull is out of place. Would anyone? I suppose it would, of course, not do any good, Mr. Allen, to ask you if you know anything about the skull. Well, not. But here, let me take a look at it, and Theo will pick up the skull and kind of look it over.
You pick up the skull and you look at it, and it appears to be a human skull. With the jaw wired.
No, about it.
Nothing unusual about it.
This is the one thing that is not like the others.
For
So,
your-
of course, I feel it is important. But
Break
I
it.
don't know why.
Can you shake it? Is there anything inside?
Yeah. Is there anything in it? Shake it. And then break it.
It's one, I'm not going to break someone's skull. Two, it's a very open skull, so you can see the inside through the eye sockets. Nothing in
Oh,
there.
touche. Oh, nothing in there. Okay.
Yeah, it is a clean white skull like you'd see in a anatomy lab.
And it's a table. It's a table. It's not a desk with like drawers and stuff.
Correct, it's a table.
Australian, Did you have plans for the skull?
I hadn't thought that far ahead, I guess. Why do you ask?
Well, I am not capable of such things. I know that there are priests, for example, who can use such bones to speak to the spirit. With your permission, would you be okay if we retain the skull for the duration of the investigation?
Roll a persuasion check. She's not quite sure.
I don't blame her.
I would hate to discard any items from the household at this point. What do you intend to do with it? What value do you think it would play?
Was to go speak to the priests at the Temple of Procon, see if they can assist us in any way.
With
They're
a
the
skull?
nearest priests I know of.
Roll an Arcana check for me, Theo. And out of character, you're thinking of Speak with Dead?
Thinking of the fact that he's heard of the existence of Speak with Dead, realistically, he's thinking this is somehow important and related, and that holding onto it may be important, especially for opening the box.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can talk to the dead spirit is a super useful ruse to, convince the nice lady to, maybe part with it.
Yeah, all right. She says, as long as you return it when you're finished.
I will, of course, you have my word. And of course, the word of Rhunar Deg, yes?
Certainly. Should we inspect any of these books?
I will walk over to the one that is How to Speak Infernal in 10 days. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I will
Infernal.
pick it. It's a big old heavy book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to walk it over the table and I'm going to plop it down. And then I'm going to kind of try and pick it up kind of again, but like more from the spine and kind of flip through it to see if anything falls out of it.
Okay. Yeah, you do a little inspection, investigation of the book, and you don't find any loose pages or notes or anything like that as you just sort of flip through it quickly.
And then I'll look at Sophia and I'll say, Sophia, this book, it's can I have it for 20 gold?
Byron, you know very well that book is probably worth hundreds of gold. I don't intend to discard any items until we've had an appraiser come through. These are potentially very important items for our family.
I understand completely. Perhaps you could do me a huge favor in my investigation and let me borrow it for 10 days?
Roll a persuasion check. I will grant you that courtesy, but again, I need these items back, gentlemen. These are not gifts.
Of course.
And they are
Sophia.
of potential great importance to our family. I'm
My
sure you
dear.
can understand.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I just want to see if it actually works.
Oh, you're literally going to try and learn a bit. Okay.
Very well, gentlemen. Is there anything else that can be of use, do you think?
Have the other two of you been looking at the books or anything?
Yeah,
I mean, I took the ones I wanted already.
I don't know if we ever really got a description of what books are up there, but
I think there's one other book because I have Why Do My Eyes Burn? And yeah, I definitely took
Is
that
that
book.
written in Orcish?
Yeah, how many other books are there? Like, is there?
I think there were 4 books when I remember inspecting it, and there was Why Do My Eyes Burn, Alchemical Elixirs and Their Effects, and How to Speak Infernal in 10 Days, and then I don't remember what the 4th book was. It was like a love-making book.
there's a pair now.
Yeah, it's called The Joy of Sects.
Yeah.
Sects.
Yeah, I kind of love that one. Sorry, I had the impression it was like a small library when we walked in. Was it only just like 5 or 6 books?
No, you walked through a large bookshelf
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
room.
couldn't see it, then
yeah.
never
Yeah,
mind.
this is a different room.
Yep. And I believe the rest of the room I have already taken everything.
I
In
mean,
that case,
I
we
guess
have.
while they were talking, I would like eye around. I don't know. I'm a little shorter than people, so maybe I can see under things without being too obvious in some cases. Just
Look
looking
for hidden
for
doors and
random. I don't care about hidden doors, but random shit like that this guy might have accidentally the second burglar might have accidentally left behind, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, roll an investigation check.
I kind of
Wise. That's why we brought you along, because we forgot to do that.
Actually investigated the burglary.
I'm like, oh, I've already been here before. Like, I know
see
this
I'm following up Theo's rolls by rolling absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
Ah,
you
yes,
you
absolute dog
you
shit.
search for clues in this room, but don't seem to find anything that of use.
Okay.
It's there's nothing was left behind as far as you can tell.
The one question I would have, Mr. Alien, is: did you find this room because the assailant had gotten in here, or did you find the room
Indeed,
because you looked to
yes.
see if the okay? So anything that is still left here, the
This is
thief did
exactly
not
how the
leave.
room looked when the assailant escaped the house
How did they escape?
through the window.
Which window?
In the wall.
She'll walk you into the next room, and she'll show you there's a broken window.
Is it the same window I came in?
It is.
Oh, interesting. Are the paintings still there?
They are.
Okay. I will nudge Theo and I'll point at the paintings.
Hmm. And Theo mutters again and blinks his eyes into text magic on the paintings. Are they magic paintings?
What's up those stairs over there? Isn't there like an upstairs like?
Ah, yes, that is to the to sort of an observation deck. Let me give you a quick description here. One of the paintings was a landscape of a city, not Saltmarsh, a larger city, possibly a sunset depiction of Gradzul, perhaps. And the other one is more of a sort of a rural, sort of bucolic image. Very beautiful, well painted, nice crafts, nice artistry. You don't get a sense that either of them are magic.
Ms. Dralian, is this farmhouse in this painting, is this one of your holdings?
Oh yes, that is a family estate north of Gradzul. It is where my father was raised.
So was the painting your father's as a gift to your brother, or did he have this commissioned?
Yes, it's been in the family for some time.
It's very lovely. Apologize for the strange questions. We're investigating and seeing what we can get.
Understood. It's all very confusing, and as I mentioned, I'm anxious to leave this backwater swamp town and return to Gradzul. I've been here, well, a week, and it's been too long.
Theo will definitely laugh and go, while I personally have no urge to return to Gradzul myself, I can definitely understand wanting to leave this town. We have a meeting to go to later this afternoon, but I'm hoping the other business of which I intend to look into with the possession you have so kindly lent us should be conducted, hopefully, if not by the end of day today, tomorrow. If it is okay if we return at that time?
Yes, that would be just fine. Thank you.
Gentlemen, is there anything else you are interested in? I see your message, Rhunar.
Yeah, do you think we should look in there? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Why not? We should at least go up there.
Yeah,
Maybe
we should
just
try
take a
and see if
look.
we can find that piece that's missing.
Yeah, just in case there's something we missed up there.
I was also considering. Can I make a perception check of Sophia's necklace to see if it looks like it is the piece that may have fit into this device that I have?
Yeah, it'd be more of an investigation check, actually.
Oh, investigation. Oops, I did perception. Let me do this again.
Just from dimensions wise, it doesn't seem like it would fit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys ask to go upstairs, and she guides you up into what appears to be a kind of an observation, almost like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Ramparts?
Observatory?
Yeah, an observatory. That's about as good. Yeah.
Solarium?
Sure, a solarium. There are windows that you can see the horizon line. It's still daytime, so you have a good view of sort of east and north of town across a sort of rolling landscape. And there is really nothing up here. It's just kind of a dusty, unused space.
Did your brother build this estate, or have it commissioned, or did he purchase it?
It was purchased. I'm not exactly sure what this particular space is used for.
I would say observing the surrounding area, perhaps the stars,
Perhaps.
their movements. Perhaps that is what the thief stole. Something related to this work. I do not know. Gentlemen, anything else?
No, not that I can think of.
The guard. How tall is your guard?
It's a strange question. 6 foot, maybe?
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Was the
If the assailant was taller than him.
Ah,
Yes.
You are
the
good
sailor's
investigators.
Taller than 6 feet.
It's most
Yeah,
obviously
certainly not
not
the worst.
me.
So did the guard say the assailant was taller than him?
he did.
Yes.
Okay.
He said that he thought the assailant was a tall human, but again,
And
was covered in a mask, unable to see any facial features.
right. What was he stabbed with exactly?
A dagger.
Just a plain dagger? Did it look like a plain dagger?
He didn't describe the dagger that he was stabbed with.
Okay. Where was he stabbed?
He was stabbed right underneath the side, underneath the armpit.
The right side or the left side?
You can tell that she's kind of thinking for a minute. The right side.
His right side?
The right side.
Indicating that the assailant is left-handed.
Yes.
Admittedly.
Under the armpit, left side, or the right side by a left-handed assailant that's taller than him. And he believed the assailant was human based on what?
His height, I suppose. I'm not sure.
We let us take it at the fact that the assailant is slightly taller, right and left-handed, but as to their people of origin, I don't think we can take a safe. Other than, probably not a halfling.
Or dwarf?
Maybe one.
Or goblin?
You can
Well-
never rule out goblins.
Very true. It could have been 3 of them.
Yes, stacked on
Sometimes
top
they're
of each
stacked on
other
top
in a
of each
trench
other.
coat?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was a dagger. Okay. And what time of day was the break-in?
It was in the early morning.
Early morning. 4 a.m. ish. You want to say?
It was well before I was awake.
Okay. Where were you? Were you sleeping? Did you
Yes, I
hear
was in my
the
chambers.
commotion?
I did not.
Did you just wake up and you found your guard bleeding to death in the hallway?
He shouted for help, as you may have noticed. We've had security here pretty much around the clock since my brother's murder. He alerted the rest of the security team, and they eventually woke me once they had stabilized his wounds.
Do you think maybe this person was coming to kill you?
Oh, God, I should hope to think not.
I
Why would I be
I
a
would
target?
too. You know, that's an excellent question. I would maybe potentially double your guard to make sure that if anyone is planning on breaking into your house a second time or a third time to finish what they started, that you are prepared. And I would talk to Andrew Solmore and perhaps see if he'd be willing to offer assistance in this defense of your life. God forbid you died before you sold him this state that he's been so desperately trying to acquire.
Interesting suggestion. I appreciate it.
Yes, of course, of course. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get any more information here.
I have no other questions at this time.
I think we're gonna get out of here. But
You to meet with the
as
council.
Theo said, we'll meet with you again tomorrow, and 9 days after that, I will return this book. Hopefully, with the ability to speak Infernal, but I guess we'll see if this guy's a hack or not. So, and I'm deeply appreciative of this opportunity to utilize this book, this heirloom of your family.
Yes, yes. Do you think it will be helpful?
You know, it's. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna do anything. I think it's actually. They say it's gonna be worth hundreds of gold, but I think it might be just a really expensive paperweight.
I,
But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
I mean, do you think it will help with the investigation?
Yeah.
Australian, I apologize for Byron, but he is a man of his own ways. We deeply appreciate you letting us in and speaking with us. Again, we are so sorry that this has happened to you and your family, and that you've had to come here. We hope we can at least provide you some closure before this is all done. Thank you so much.
I vow to bring you, if not the head, at least one or both eyes of the person who did this to your brother.
Oh my.
Not
Well,
creepy. Not creepy.
Well, I'm not sure. That is the
I'm
first.
That's gonna be like, I'm gonna say that with a poisonous tone. Like, there's gonna be a little bit of hate in my voice when I say that.
Roll an intimidation check.
I don't want to scare her,
It's too late.
but I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
you just did.
Yeah, she's like, gentlemen, I have other things I need to accomplish today. I think it's time for this meeting to end. Please, if you will. And she walks down the stairs and guides you to the front door.
Nice intimidation roll there.
Oh, thank you.
As
That'd be like the best roll of the night, right there.
as I
It was.
roll out, I'm gonna take my time next to the statue and see if there's a space for a skull.
All right, roll an investigation check on your way out the door.
A space for a skull in the
That's actually a
statue.
really valid point.
Isn't Heronius like
Yeah, he's atop a bunch of
standing on
skulls.
skulls?
Yep.
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
All right.
Show us a nat 20. Oh, that's not
Wow, really nice. You're able to, like, time stops for a second as you're passing by this thing, and you just, like, this almost like a radar scan of this statue, and you don't seem to see any spot where a skull would fit into the presentation.
All right.
But
really
good
good
thought. Really good thought.
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, no kidding. Wow, I'm impressed.
All right. Let's go.
As the door closes, you hear the of a bunch of locking mechanisms.
Okay, seriously, Byron.
She's
Did you
cocking
never
a 12
learn to talk to
gauge.
nobles ever?
What?
Did you never learn to talk to nobles?
Or anyone.
Well, listen. I mean, we're friends.
You
I
gotta
would
work
never
on the
hurt.
bedside
I would
manner
never
a little
hurt
bit.
Sophia. I mean,
I know you would not, but it's sometimes.
How are you friends with her?
We're going to
Well,
go
we rode on a
now.
boat for a while.
Oh no! Just go into the council. Go into the council.
Yeah, we need to speak to the council.
All right, so you're
I thought it
back
would be a
outside,
noble gesture.
and you scare the shit out of her.
He said, and Theo was just walking away, shaking his head, going, "Oh my God, am I really the paladin of this group?"
For the record, I really did think she'd really like that I was breaking the
wait
head
a-
or the
wait a-
eyes. Like,
Yeah, we're not in biblical times.
well, I just wanted her to know, like, avenge. I'm gonna avenge this guy. I'm gonna avenge her brother, and I'm gonna prove it to her. I'm gonna show her, like, this guy sees no more, or
You have
does
to think
nothing.
about it this way: we live in a place of laws.
Yes, I understand that part.
I don't think that you do.
Well, I mean, what's unlawful about showing this lady that the
Taking
person
the
who
law into your own
murdered her
hands.
brother?
Taking
Well,
the
we're
law into
vigilantes.
your own hands. We're not vigilantes.
Tell that to the warehouse that we burned down and all of the people we murdered there.
We were rescuing that guy.
Who? I mean, why didn't we run and get the police? Because we're vigilantes. We didn't have
No,
time for none of that.
You're the first person to do not trust
Completely different.
or law, but we are. This could end really poorly. Anyway, let's go to the council before we end up in more trouble for discussing this in public.
All right, so you guys are going to make your way to the council halls to meet with the town council. Let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 8:45, and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
Nice job. The four of you are going to head directly to the town council. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Aye, my lord.
All right, so you make your way through town to a building that you've grown to know and love, and you walk in, and there she is, Ethel, at her desk. Well, gentlemen,
Ethel,
good to see
how
you again. How can I help you today? Are you here to meet with the council?
Yes, we are.
Oh,
You got
very
any
good, very
candy?
good. They're in a meeting right now. Let me just double check to make sure that they're ready for you. 1 second. Before she leaves, she's like, would anybody like one piece of candy?
One.
Well, I'm running
Okay.
low. Your friends have been rummaging through my stores of candy, but I'm willing to offer.
Wait,
I'll
is there
ta-
not more
I'll take-
available in the market?
I'll
I
take
could get
one.
you more from the market if you would like.
Oh, that would be sweet of you, my dear.
And I will go when we are done. I will get you some more candy.
Well then, help yourself. And she points to the dish on her table, and she walks off down the hall. You can hear clip clop as her
3
feet
more pieces to go
echo.
missing.
And then she comes back and she says, yes, the council is ready for you. Follow me. And you follow her back, and she opens the door for you, and you enter the formal council chambers, which you've been in once before. A large wooden table sits in the middle of the room, and around this table you see the leaders of Saltmarsh. Edda Allwland, her deeply wrinkled face belies a knowing smile. She makes eye contact with Rhunar and gives you a bit of a nod as you enter the chambers. And she approaches you and reaches out to shake your hand. Well done, well done. And then she moves on and moves to her seat and takes a seat at the table. Eleander Fireborn steps forward and welcomes you. Gentlemen, welcome. You look around. As you recall, it's a large, inviting room with bookshelves, paintings, a couple of different plants growing at various locations by the windows. Very well cared for. The woodwork around the large windows and the wainscot is really intricately carved. Really complements the space. Eleander says, please, gentlemen, sit. And he gestures towards a couple of empty chairs. You look around and you see you take note of the folks in the room. You see the dandy Gellin Prime Water. His countenance seems a bit different from your last meeting. He seems a bit aloof, maybe distracted. A little bit closer inspection as you take note of him reveals he seems to be very tired looking.
How tall is he?
He's pretty tall. It's hard to say because he's sitting. Roll an investigation check. He's a lanky son of a gun. He's about 6 foot, maybe a little taller, possibly.
Does he have any weapons on him?
Roll an investigation check as well, Rhunar.
Everyone roll one. What happens?
Gellin smiles briefly as you take your seats. Looking around the room, you don't see a weapon, Rhunar, on him.
Not with that.
No. You see Anders Solmar sitting at the table. He smiles with these big white teeth, and he bows slightly in your direction before he sits down himself, and he says, "My, you've been busy, fellas. Fantastic work, fantastic." You hear the sound of rushed footfalls echoing from the hallway behind you as a frazzled-looking Manistered Copperlocks bursts into the room. She's carrying in her arms a bundle of rolled documents, and she collapses into her chair and kind of sets the bundle on the table. One of the parchment pieces rolls off the table and falls on the ground, and she just looks like she came from a meeting somewhere. Eleander looks at you and says, "Please sit."
We'll sit.
I will stay standing in the back.
Okay. He
Theo
says,
will sit.
"Okay."
That's it.
I'll look daggers at Anders too.
All right, roll an intimidation check.
Oh no.
Byron.
How to win friends and influence people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
His smile kind of shifts a little bit to a inquisitive look, like, how, and you can almost see the look on his face. He's kind of internal monologue. He's like, what did I do to piss him off? Meanwhile, Eleander says, "Yes, gentlemen. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I would like to begin by saying that this council, nay, the entirety of Saltmarsh, is in your debt for the work that you've done to ensure the safe operation of our port." And Manistred butts in and says, "Aye, and for helping the mine continue its operations uninterrupted." And she looks over at Theo and gives a little bit of a wink.
Theo just kind of bows his head at her and gives her a saucy grin.
And Eleander continues, "Indeed, well, as previously agreed upon, we have your payment for shutting down Captain Sigurd Snake Eyes and his scoundrels. Given our stretched manpower under the current climate, your work has been invaluable to our community." And he motions over to a small chest on the floor near the door that you entered from,
Oh.
Ew.
which presumably contains your reward. Unexpectedly, without looking up, Gellin interrupts the conversation. "So do you think that you've truly disabled this smuggling ring? To be more specific, are there others that you believe might be involved with Sigurd and his crew?"
I guess it's always a possibility, but, in our investigation, we never came across any mention of any other pirates that might be in the waters around the area.
To be fair, a town like this, there may be other smugglers as well, maybe not attached to this ring, is a hard thing to say.
Solmar pipes up. "I can only imagine that if the Sea Princes, for example, were funding an operation of this size, they'll simply fill the vacancy with someone more capable and perhaps more careful?"
I mean, it's a victory, but, versus a power like the Sea Princes, there's always the possibility that could happen. I'm not the Keelan Navy, but we solved this problem.
But you at least have the Kiowan Navy in port, eh?
Fireborn butts in. Yes, of course. And the work that Deg and his team have done have been invaluable, as I mentioned. In the meantime, any power vacuum that you imply, Anders, of Sigurd's defeat, combined with Krebs' operation being at least temporarily shut down, also courtesy of our friends here, suggests that, yes, there could be an opportunity for others to take advantage of, but I ensure that the town's guard will remain vigilant. But of course, that is not why we are here today." And Ada Owlin says, "That is correct. Please, let us turn the discussion to the Sahuagin." she gets up and walks to the door, and she opens the door, and you can see that there are 2 men in full naval uniform, and they enter the room. The one in the front, there's 2 of them, one leading the way. He says, "Ladies, gentlemen." And then he pauses for a moment, and he kind of looks over the 4 of you. "So, this is the Dead Gang. It's a pleasure to meet you. It seems as though I owe you my gratitude for your hand in rescuing my first mate, Myler Orvid. Your service is much appreciated." His companion walks in. It's not Myler Orvid, by the way. He spreads this map across the table, and it seems to depict kind of a roughed out blueprint of maybe a stronghold. He says, "We have gathered considerable intel regarding the Sahuagin Lair and have plans to mount a full assault to destroy them once and for all. After considerable counsel with Irin of the Merfolk and Vythe of the Lizard Folk, our plan is to wage a 2-pronged attack. Now, we are interested in, of course, Mr. Degg and your companions of having you aid us in this assault. If you would be so interested, I could continue with a description of our plan."
Please, go ahead.
We are most interested.
"Yes, well, good. Our forces, the naval forces, will enter through the main gate, while our aquatic allies, the merfolk and the lizard folk, will enter and sweep the underwater levels, pushing the Sahuagin to the center of the stronghold, where we will crush them in a pincer attack. Now, given your abilities, our hope is that you would infiltrate the main entrance ahead of our marines, disrupt the Sahuagin defenses, and reduce their numbers with a stealthy frontal attack, leading the way for us to enter with our full battalion."
We are, if nothing else, quite disruptive.
So you need us to open the gates.
Yes, you are very perceptive, Master Dwarf, yes. Eleander speaks up. He says, "Well, given our town guard personnel are already stretched thin, we cannot provide additional men for this attack, but we will guard Saltmarsh in the event of a counterattack during the mission, and we will protect the citizens of Saltmarsh. And for your services, Rhunar, Byron, Theo, Irin, the council is willing to pay you 700 gold if you will infiltrate and open the gate. Help us ease the frontal attack of the Marines."
Wait, 700 each?
You
I think that's total.
drive a hard bargain, my friend, but no, we have 700 gold for you. Now, if you are able to perhaps cut the head from the Sahuagin forces, there might be more in it for you.
You are beginning to speak my language.
Yes, yes. We speak the same language, I think.
Yes, I can tell.
Would the Navy be able to provide any additional men to help with this advance party? This advanced attack?
That is why we are hiring you, Rhunar.
Okay, so it'd just be us.
Once you have the gates opened, and hopefully you have, as your friend so eloquently put it, have done damage to the Sahuagin forces, perhaps eliminating their leadership and paving the way for our Marines to enter and decimate them.
We also may perhaps be able to figure out why they are in Saltmarsh. Because it could always be, of course, that they are psychotic fish people, but there might be something else driving them, which may be good to know.
These are beasts and monsters, and they have nothing but conquest in mind, I assure you. But we have formed an alliance with the merfolk and
the Coliant forces and the lizard folk who are aligned with us against them. And we will together destroy them. Yes.
Okay.
What is your name, good Navyman?
My name is Captain Ernst Todt, the Kulan Navy. I am in command of the Myrmidon.
Ernst Todt?
Yes.
Okay. If we were to do this job, could I trust that any ownership regarding our recent takeover of the Sea Ghost would fall to us?
You mean the good buddy?
Yeah, all the good buddy.
This is inconsequential to me. What is of
Alright.
importance is to eliminate this threat to Kuland.
Understood.
Would you be willing to throw in a ballista?
If I had a ballista to throw in, I might be so inclined.
Do you have a ballista to throw in?
I would point out that perhaps wheeling and dealing with the Navy while we're working on tactics is perhaps not the best tack to take, my friend.
Oh, no.
Ah,
We speak the
interesting.
same language. I can tell. Me and this guy, we're compadres already.
I will tell you this. Our hope is that this will be a stealthy infiltration,
Oh.
not a siege. Leave
It won't
the
be a siege.
militarism to us.
Yeah, you'll come in and you'll help us sweep the body parts.
We
of the
will crush
bins.
them.
We
So-
will crush them.
Say we were to infiltrate the stronghold,
Yes,
open the gate.
yes.
How would the greater forces be signaled?
Oh,
How many would you like us to leave for you?
I will say this. The more that you can do to disrupt their chain of command, the better. We will be observing from afar.
I'm gonna just.
We will
Right.
give you a certain amount of time,
Okay.
at which point we will come in ready to kill.
All right. Understood. Please, could we have a moment to discuss amongst ourselves privately?
Oh, yes, of course. Eleander steps forward and says, please follow me. And he leads you out of the room into the hallway. And then he says, just knock and then come in when you're ready. Then he closes the door and leaves the four of you in the
Alright.
hallway.
All right. What do you guys think about this?
I think they want us to go in and die.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely the shock troops here.
Yeah, they
Um,
were literally saving their entire village, and all they could come up with was 700 gold. I can think of one merchant who paid you 10 grand for a box.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and he's dead.
Yeah, and one of the men that I'm suspicious of is on this council,
We now own
encouraging
the
us to
box,
go
though.
in first, which
Well,
means
I mean, we don't have to go in and fight all of them.
Yes, it sounds like you are planning to run in screaming and just kill them. I was thinking we sneak in, maybe kill 3 guards, open the fucking gate, and wait for the Marines like reasonable people.
I was thinking
Right.
we sneak in, we sneak in, we poison their food or their water supply, and we just take them all out at once, and then we loot before they even have a chance to come in, and then we unlock the gate, having collected all the spoils for ourselves, because they seem like they're probably
That's
just
a
gonna.
long-term
they're-
plan that's going to take a couple of days.
It sounded like you're into this idea.
You
Anyways,
have a bunch of poison?
what I'm looking to
Well,
what
I
I'm
have this
looking to
green
find
file.
out. I mean, so do you guys? Are you down with this plan?
I'm not against it. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
I'm
feel like
just
you were
gonna say-
very against it. That's why
I
I'm
want
asking.
I want a ballista, and I think 700 gold is a ripoff.
700 gold will keep our boat sailing for quite a while.
Just keep it
For-
sailing for like a week, man, with the amount we're paying.
Yeah, Yeah, we're paying the crew too much.
He's right.
700 gold, nothing.
700 gold is more than most of us would ever earn in a lifetime of normal.
Think
work.
about it. We've been playing this game for like 2 weeks, like in game time.
Well, like seriously, out of character, if Theo was getting paid 5 gold a day, he made that in half a year.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it all went for the record, but so I think that's the economic thing we're running up against.
See, yeah, I mean, okay, how much do the crew guys get paid again?
A gold a day.
A gold a day.
I thought it was 5.
And then what is Fritz getting paid? He's getting paid like 15, right? Sounds a little ridiculous, but
I think he gets 5 gold. Or no, yeah.
No,
it's
he's
like
making
15
15 gold a day, and
Yeah,
the
so
rest
I
of the
paid-
crew's making 1 gold a day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
I
paid
don't know who the
10
captain
K.
of this boat is, but they need a lesson in economics.
all right. Well, feel free to chime in anytime, fellas.
Well, the important
Rhunar-
I'm
thing,
chiming in right now.
For
the thing
Alright.
is,
we might need to renegotiate.
Plus,
Fritz's
there's
salary.
port fees, there's upkeep
Right.
fees. I mean, it's having a ship is
Yeah.
it's
we
expensive.
gotta-
Sounds more expensive than it's worth
Well,
for now.
then again, we can go anywhere we want with it.
Right. And honestly, we haven't even scratched the surface of trading goods.
And 700 gold would help.
Yep.
Well,
But
keep in mind,
a
the
ballista
other
would pay for itself tenfold.
is doing this job. It gets us continually in good with several people. We make money, and one way or another, this is a threat to the town. So, unless we are willing to abdicate all responsibility to what's going on in the town, we should at least help out.
So I guess we need to decide: do we take the job? I mean, that's pretty much what they're asking. How soon would we leave? Did anybody mention that?
I'll knock on the door, peek my head in. Hey, when are we leaving?
Well, it would be as soon as we can. We're ready to go.
Okay, I'm gonna shut the door again. It'll be pretty quick, guys. Like pretty much right away.
Okay, well, let's make some gold, eh?
Yeah,
mean-
I'm ready to do this. I think we can let this matter with Anders chill for a bit until we get back.
The other thing is, I do not think Anders isn't that well with the Navy, because the Navy doesn't seem to like anybody in this fucking town.
Noticing that, but I like the Navy.
Generally do well. No, I really don't. I like them better than the Sea Princes, though. But that's not saying a lot.
This Toad guy, I mean, I don't know. It sounded like he sounded like a brother, like a best friend. You know what? We could be best friends.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea to get in good with the Navy,
Yeah, I think we should do this.
especially now that we have a boat.
Precisely.
But I think we should negotiate one more time, and I'm just gonna encourage them
Should we up-
to.
see if we can get 1,000?
I want to get a ballista. That's all I want. I want a ballista off the Myrmidon. I want one of the Myrmidon's ballista. They can always get another one, and I'm sure they could.
I don't know that
Claim.
that's gonna happen.
A Royal Naval vessel is going to tell you to go to hell before it's going to give up a weapon unless
We're
it's considered
going
leverage.
into a war.
You
Yeah.
For
say
that.
that like they don't consider that everyday business.
Right, but I mean, we're literally gonna open the gates to.
Yeah, but
To
the idea,
a
like,
war.
Not with the ballista.
like they
No,
said,
but I
it's-
mean, when
the
we're
idea
done,
is to not roll in there and start shooting. It's like,
right? But I mean, all I'm saying is like when we're done, I mean, they could definitely just give us a ballista and then get another ballista for themselves.
Well, they're not going to negotiate that before we get done. Is the thing.
Where are
But
they
I mean,
gonna
if-
get a ballista?
They have ballistas on their boats, I'm sure. I mean, we don't need it before the fight. We get it afterwards. Like when we're paid, we obviously get the ballista at that point. Because they're not going to need a ballista anymore when we finish the war for them. Know what I mean?
We do the
No.
job, we do it well, we get some extra, and then we turn that extra into tell you what, we're not too worried about this, but we do have a head of a fish person. How about you give us a ballista instead? Eh?
I love it. I love it. Love it. Let's do this.
all right, it's decided we're going to take the job. So we'll go back in.
and then we get the hell out of here. Because
Yeah.
I don't want Sophia recognizing your scimitar.
I still got it wrapped up, man.
My man.
I wrapped that up in some leather.
Giggity.
We could file off the
Yeah.
initials.
Number? The initials, yeah.
So we re-enter the council chambers.
Scratch off the serial numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Make
we'll
it
go back
really
in.
ugly.
All right, so you guys head back in.
Yeah.
The room is covered in blood.
Anders is standing on top.
There are some side discussions happening, and then when you enter, everything is quiet. And Captain Tolt, he turns to you and says, "Well, have you come up with a decision, Dag?"
Yes, Captain Toad, we'd be happy to help with the invasion.
Very good. Very good. When would you be able to help us with this?
Right now.
Yeah,
Very
we'd be able
good.
we'd be ready to leave first light if you're so inclined.
Yes, indeed. Very good. Well, we will have our ships en route as well, leaving tomorrow. And like I said, once we arrive, we will give you some time to open the gate and do as much damage as you can. Yes, and the more damage you can do, my friends, the more you will be paid. And then the Marines will come rushing in to crush them.
Minimum 700 though, right? Minimum.
Yes, that is what's agreed upon.
You'd
my
throw a
friend.
ballista in maybe if we did really good work. Maybe a Royal Navy ballista. Come on, Mr. Tote, Captain Tote, Lord Tote, the Lord Tote.
Or
Very,
maybe
Kind
we
of
had-
seizure.
very
talk
strange.
about that.
Very strange in person. It is settled then, and he reaches out his hand to Rhunar.
All right. Full handshake.
Okay. And Eleander's like,
Grab his elbow.
very good. Rhunar,
Forearms.
Irin, Byron, Theo, I can't express to you how much this means to the city of Saltmarsh. This Sahuagin threat has been looming, and once and for all, we hope to put an end to it with your help and with the Royal Navy. We hope that we can move on from this, having built a stronger alliance with our friends, the merfolk, and our new friends, the lizard folk. Strangely enough, perhaps we can all win from this situation.
We're gonna win.
So the Red Crows did good then.
Yeah, what happened to the Red Crows? Where are they?
They've obviously secured an alliance with the lizard folk.
Oh, wait,
Why aren't they
did that
helping
job?
us?
Are you guys saying this out loud?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Red Crows took the lizard folk job, right?
No, they went to Seaton.
Yeah, they
Oh,
left
they
for
went-
Seaton.
Oh, they went to Seaton. Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I mean, they took the
I
Abbey
thought-
Isle job from us, and then they.
Yeah, I thought they had taken the lizard folk job.
I don't
Never
think so,
mind.
but I don't know.
Well, with that, you can see that some of the council members are getting up to leave. Gellin kind of leaves quickly, and Manistred kind of comes over to Theo and says, "Well, we thank you very kindly for the work you did out at the mine. Returning the supplies and the equipment has helped us greatly. Thank you."
You are quite welcome. It was, well, if I said it was an honor, it would be us being facetious, but it was rewarding to at least return these goods to their owners.
You are very brave. Thank you. And she kind of gathers in her arms all these papers and documents and rolls of parchment, and she leaves the room as well. And Eleander comes over to Deg, and he's talking with you a little bit, just kind of getting an update on how things are going with the ship and that sort of thing. Have you found a cook?
Not yet. I mean, it would be
We
ideal if we had a better person on board.
yes, we did put up a notice of the job on our job board at the Hool Watch Tower, so hopefully that drums up a little bit of interest. It's
Say,
always
Captain,
important to have a good cook on staff.
for sure. One other thing that
Yeah.
comes to mind. Once we got to town, we found out that there was a party, maybe 2-3 individuals, perhaps, going around town looking for us.
Mm.
Specifically, one person in our party.
Mm.
Um,
Let me guess. Byron?
yep, he's the one.
Just a wild guess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, if you could perhaps use your contacts to, keep an ear to the ground, maybe we could figure out who that is.
Of course.
That's looking for us.
And I've been meaning to mention to you as well, I just learned earlier today, actually, that there was a break-in at the Dralian estate recently, within a couple of nights ago. Sophia
Tell us more.
did not report this to the town guard, which I find very troubling. I thought I would let you know, since I know that you and Byron and your team have been investigating Aubric's murder, but I don't know much more than that. I haven't had a chance to talk to Sophia myself.
Okay.
Do I overhear this?
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, sure.
Or before I say anything, I'm just going to look over at Byron.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
Byron.
I'll step forward and I'll say, why would she not report this to you? You
Your
have a-
guess is as good as mine.
You don't have any theories at all.
I haven't had enough time to really think about it. It's troubling, certainly.
It is troubling. It is troubling. Do you know any really tall dudes that are left-handed?
Not off the top of my head. Is it like a riddle?
Just think about it.
I will.
And if you think of a name of a tall left-handed dude, and you want to tell me his name,
Is there anyone else in the room right now?
Yeah, so Edda Aweland is still in the room. Anders Solmore is still in the room.
I'll
Ernst-
say it quietly
Ernst
if
Todt-
Anders is still.
Ernst
I'm gonna
Todt is
smack
gathering his
Byron in
stuff.
the arm.
Yeah, if Anders is still in the room, I'll have said that quietly.
Let's go find a nice private place. Yes.
I'm gonna approach Anders some more.
Okay.
Oh no, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Oh boy.
Don't worry.
Here we
Don't
go.
worry. I'm gonna approach Anders.
Ah,
Excuse me,
Mr.
Excuse
Hern.
me, Anders.
yes, absolutely. Good day.
I stopped
I
by your
am,
house the other day.
I'm excited to hear that you'll be helping the town of Saltmarsh with your skills in this matter. Thank you.
Oh yes, I am extremely skilled in this matter. But I did have something else I wish to discuss with you.
Oh?
Did your butler not tell you I stopped by the other day?
He mentioned that you did stop by, yes.
Did he not say that I'd love to hear from you?
He did not mention that, no.
Well, you should consider hiring better help, first of all. I've been looking forward to discussing a matter with you. It's of great importance and potential profitability for both of us.
Well, spill it. Let's hear it.
All right, so I'm going to get really quiet for a second and think, and then I'm going to say, so my sources tell me you've been seeking to acquire the Dralian estate.
Well, that is a private matter.
I know, and I wouldn't mention it if my sources weren't extremely thorough.
What's your point?
Well, I know you've been looking to acquire it for a while, and I know Aubric wasn't necessarily the most forthcoming.
How would you know
And,
this?
personally, me and Aubric, we go back. We didn't get along very well. I'm totally lying this whole time, by the way. So I'll roll a deception check.
Okay.
And
Sweet.
and So me and Aubrey didn't get along very well, and
So why would he share this
But I mean-
information with you? That seems odd.
oh, please, he didn't share anything with me. I've been investigating Dralian for a while now. I just am looking into a matter of a box that Dralian may have acquired at some point. Do you know anything of it?
Box.
Yeah, blue, like 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet or something like that.
It doesn't ring a bell, but I can certainly inquire. What is the purpose, or what is this? What is it?
I'm gonna make an insight check first to see if I feel like he's lying to me.
You don't get the sense that he's lying.
Okay. Well, the box is actually not necessarily the most important part, Mr. Soulmore. The thing is, I just want to know why you're so interested in his establishment, and not that I'm trying in any way to undermine your takeover of the Dralian estate. I think it's a great thing, and I think in the future we'll work together. Now that my crew has recently acquired a ship.
Let me stop you right there. I can assure you that my business dealings are my personal business. Certainly not something that I would share with you, someone that I don't know, and quite frankly don't seek counsel with. Now,
Before you dismiss me, did you kill Albert Dralian?
that is preposterous.
Oh, I think he doth protest too much, my lord. And I'm just gonna turn. I'm gonna turn on my heel and walk away.
Did you just have a stroke?
Anybody who's looking at Soulmore at this point, he just looks dumbfounded, and he gathers his things and storms out of this council hall.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Guys, I'm gonna approach the guys. I'm gonna be like, guys, we should probably get back to the ship.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Well, I mean, I tried to,
What didn't you say?
Okay,
Here's the
Ruffling some
thing.
feathers.
hold on,
apparently.
hold on. Iliander, can we talk to you for 3 minutes in public before anything else terrible happens? Or 3 minutes in private, sorry.
Yes, of course, please. What is it, Theo? What is it?
We spoke to Sophia, we looked over the property. An individual clad in black attacked her bodyguard and moved into a secret room and tried to find something. We don't know if they got what they were looking for, but black-clad assassins just sounds very familiar to me right now. So you'd make sure you knew that perhaps they are still in the area and still active.
I
Over
have
6 foot, left-handed.
I have a couple of townsguard that have been dispatched to her estate to try to inquire with her of what happened, to gather more information. But unless she's forthcoming, there's not a whole lot we can do. But this information will be helpful, I think. It's troubling. The connection I'm not seeing between this break-in and the murder per se, although it's likely to be connected. It's hard to say.
So here's my
Was something stolen from the estate?
no. No, that's preposterous. And I'm gonna.
Roll a deception check.
God damn it.
Roll a
God,
deception
Byron,
check,
just
Byron.
be quiet.
Just shut your goddamn mouth.
Just stop while you're ahead, please.
He kind of looks at you and says, are you sure?
Yes.
He just kind of nods his head. Well, what is your theory then, Theo? He looks at you.
I think there's an undercurrent of something happening in this town. I think there's something moving through here, probably not started here, but something from elsewhere that just happens to be occurring here. I think Dralian was definitely involved in something out of the light. I can't say if it was good or bad, but definitely not no. I think there are other people in town who either are supporting him, his plans, or opposed to his plans. And I think that is all happening on top of all of the other politics in town, like Solmore trying to buy out the Dralian estate. Which either means it could mean Dralian, it could mean that Solmore had him killed, it could mean that someone knew it was happening and used it as a smokescreen.
You think Solmore is involved in this?
Yep.
He is involved in at least the sense that he was trying to purchase Dralian's estate.
For a while, constantly approaching Mr. Dralian.
I know this makes him look guilty.
After repeated denials, Aubrek ends up dead, and now he's acquiring it from Sophia.
Interesting. That is quite an accusation, but something to, how shall I say, pull the thread.
Right, do so discreetly. There is some very tall left-handed man going around trying to
Would you look in? Would you
interfere in the issue? I should say.
Interesting. Well, I will hopefully learn more from Sophia if she is willing to talk with us. Yes, perhaps once this Sahuagin situation is behind us, we can finally get to the bottom of this Dralian murder.
Indeed. Mr. Fireborn, if it's, or Eleander, I don't know how you'd prefer to be addressed, but
Eleander is fine.
If you would kindly not mention that we mentioned any of this to you, to Sophia, we do not want to burn that connection at this point yet.
Of course. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Yep. And in addition, if it's not too much trouble, if you could maybe post someone near the Solmore house with just the explicit or this explicit orders to just take note of any tall, potentially left-handed people entering or leaving.
I will do my best to survey the comings and goings of the Dralian estate. Of course, this is an important lead. I think. Let me follow it and see where it leads us.
All right, we have a ship to get ready.
Oh yes.
Well, gentlemen, good luck. I know that you can do this, and all of our prayers are with you.
Pray for the souls of the Sahuagin.
Indeed.
Thanks, Captain. I'm going to give him the full forearm shake.
Ooh,
Full bro.
So manly. A lot of testosterone. Yep. He goes for it. He shakes your hand, and you head out into Saltmarsh outside. Make your way back to the ship.
Theo would like to stop in the market first.
Sure. All right.
He is looking for hard candy, pipe weed, and a pipe.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough. You go up to a stall, and there's an old man, and he has a bunch of different foodstuffs, including fresh fish, and he happens to have some candy.
I'll take the candy he has for gold.
Oh, all right. How much do you want to spend?
How much has he got?
He's got. Well, Sonny, how much of candy are you looking for?
What do you sell it by?
Well, I sell it by the pound. It's $1 silver per pound.
Take 10 pounds then.
Oh my, well, that's everything. Here you go. And he gives you everything for a gold. You just bought him out. And he turns to his wife and says, "Look at what I got, darling. Look what," and he bites the gold coin. Hey, we're rich.
And Theo, again, he would also like to find someone who spells pipeweed.
Oh yeah,
Preferably
easy enough. You're able to find pipeweed and an implement as well for 5 silver.
delightful. And then Theo will run back over to the council hall, give the nice lady at the front 5 pounds of hard candy.
Oh my! Well, thank you. We'll be ready for your next visit.
Sure you will, thank you. And then he's ready to go back to the ship.
Okay.
5 pounds.
As you return to the ship, you see Fritz is waiting for you on the main deck. Captain, yeah. So here's what I found out for you. Went over to the Carpenters Guild Hall, yeah, and was able to get some supplies. So I spent, here's the receipt for the 25 gold's worth of supplies, and he hands you a little written receipt. And then he says, yeah, so they're able to build a ballista. It's going to take 3 days, and it's going to cost us 550 gold pieces. That'll be delivered and installed in 3 days' time.
550 gold.
That's right. Now, I also have, there's a couple of guys that have been interested in joining us as cook. Apparently, the word is out that we're looking for a cook to join our ranks, and so they're right over there. And he kind of points down back to the dock. These 3 guys that you walked by without even noticing.
Oh boy.
Looks like there's 3 applicants for the cook position.
You're good at what you do, Fritz, and Theo's just going to hand him 3 pieces of hard candy.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mention it. I have way more of that than I need, so...
I'm going to nudge Rhunar and point at what Theo just did and be like, oh, that's negotiating.
You see, I once knew a girl, and you think I'm making this shit up, but she swore up and down she was an adventurer. She looked like it. She had the scars to prove it in many places. And no shit, she had like 5 goblins just following her around. And I asked her, how did you have these goblins? And she looked at me and she went, hard candy. And no shit, she would just occasionally give them hard candy, and they were just the happiest little toothsome things I've ever seen. They did whatever she wanted.
Good to know.
So are you that old lady's goblins?
I mean, no, I gave her 5 pounds of candy. I'm pretty much in for whatever I need getting into town hall now.
Anybody want to interview the cooks?
I say we make them cook it.
Should do that.
Test them all that way.
There's only one way to figure out if the cook is worth it.
Are we going to have a baking championship?
Chili
Oh.
cook-off.
Ooh.
Should we just tell all 3 of them to come back tomorrow morning with a bowl of chili?
No, we got to give them. We
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
limit them. We got to give them like 5 peppers.
This ain't chopped. Chopped Greyhawk. You gotta make chili out of expired rum, hardtack, and a fish.
2 pounds of old tar that we're not going to use on the boat anymore.
That's gross.
Something more of like a Great British Baking Show, where it's like, okay, now you have to produce for us a Queen Amman. It is a 400-year-old baking tradition from the southern part of the Flans. Please begin.
Dave, any resumes, or do we have to interview?
There's no written, nothing, no resume. There's just three guys that are just kind of hanging out on the docks.
Shit, let's get all 3 of them. Fuck it.
All right, I'll go down there and just talk to two of them one at a time.
All right.
You, first in line.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Captain.
What's your name?
Emile Afons.
Emile.
Yes.
You cooked on a boat before?
X.
I've cooked, but not while floating on the ocean.
Okay.
But I know how to cook. I mean, that's why I'm applying for the cook job.
All right. What kind of stuff do you cook?
Soups. I can cook. Roast.
Did you work in an inn or something?
Yeah, I spent a little time at the Wicker Goat.
Okay. All right, hold tight. Well, I got to interview everybody here. All right, I'm gonna go to the next guy. You, what's your name?
Dyron.
What?
Dyron, par.
Byron Parr.
Who, you're a captain, I suppose, huh?
My name's Rhunar Dig.
Captain
You ever,
Dig.
cook on a boat you ever cook on a boat before?
Hell no.
Do you cook for a living?
Not really. I'm looking for a job, though.
Do you know how to cook at all?
I'll figure it out. I'm good at figuring shit out.
I like this guy already.
All right, yeah, you got a lot of, pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Damn right.
I get you,
Captain.
All right, I'm gonna be like, hold tight. We got to interview everybody. I'm gonna go on to the third guy.
Third guy is very clean shaven, well dressed. He looks like he put on his, like his best outfit for the interview. He's like, Captain, may I introduce myself? I am Hitari Sanjet. It's a pleasure to meet
Sorry.
you.
Nice to meet you too. Have you ever cooked on a boat before?
I've never cooked on a boat, but I have been the head chef at a variety of inns across the southern Flans. I'm not gonna lie, I'm down on my luck, a bit out of coin, and looking for a job.
So, do you think you could make do with, less than ideal, should we say, supplies in a pinch?
Well, I'm very innovative. My passions are painting, and I do love spices.
All right. Can you keep people from getting sick?
Oh, please, my food has never made anyone sick.
One.
Say, for example, the ship runs into a little bit of trouble. Do you think you'd, be comfortable handling your business, if someone were to, perhaps to attack the boat?
Oh my, well, I've never attacked anyone before, but certainly, why not? I could defend myself.
Defend yourself.
Yes,
have you ever had to do
absolutely.
that?
Never, no. I'm, how shall I say, I like to talk my way out of situations, but certainly if I need to wield a sword, I could certainly do so.
All right. Is anybody with me, by the way? Am I just by myself?
I assumed Theo
Oh, you're
was right
totally
there
by
with you
yourself.
with the first officer thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Theo, what do you think?
Theo just kind of looks the three of them up and down, and then
You see Dyron, he
walks
just kind of looks back at you, just going, "Arr."
he looks back at Dyron and goes, "Arr," and goes back to the first guy and just goes, "Where did you work before this?
Wicker Goat?
Where are you working at the Wicker Goat now?"
Well, let's just say we didn't agree. Suffice it to say, it's time for me to move on.
You do that a lot?
Yeah, time to time, when it suits me. I'm a bit of a free spirit.
Theo will walk back over to Rhunar and just kind of leaning, let her. I like a man with spices. I don't trust the guy in the middle. One of those two.
So, fancy food or Wicker Goat?
Yes, basically.
All right. Well, you, Emil.
Yes?
Say, for example, we run into trouble out there on the water, shit happens. Sometimes pirates come by. They might want to get on the boat. And they might, turn their attentions towards the cook on the boat. You ever handle yourself with a sword before?
He kind of looks at you and he's thinking, and the other guy, Byron, overhears what you say. He says, "You gotta gut 'em." And he kind of looks at him and says, "Jesus, well, yeah, I would defend myself, sure, certainly."
Tough choice.
You see the guy in the middle guy, Byron, just spits on the ground.
All right, I'm gonna step aside and talk to Theo. So, do you think it's more important to have good food on the ship, or a guy that can handle himself in a fight?
We have enough people who can handle themselves in a fight. I'd rather have food that tastes like fucking food. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So do we hire the fancy chef guy? I mean,
I think he'll be more interesting. But the Wicker Goat, the gentleman who's worked recently at the Wicker Goat, probably also knows what he's doing. Might be a little bit more of a seasoned traveler. On the other hand, worst that happens is the fancy man, has a bad day if we run into pirates.
mm-hmm.
I'm torn, I believe is what I'm saying. But if you were
Let's
to
think about it. I mean, we're looking for food that's good, that nobody dies from. I think we should hire the fancy guy. What do you think? Oh, he might ask for more money, though.
Well, here's the thing. We talked to him about how much he's expecting. If he won't take it, he won't take it. But, I mean, if he's down at heel and, is a very good chef, it's a deal.
All right. So I'll move over to Hitari.
All right.
Be like, so if you were to take the job, how much would you want for it?
I was under the impression that you were offering 5 gold pieces for the cook of how shall I say, exceptional skill.
All right. I'm going to go over to Emil. So how much money did you think you get paid for this?
Well, your mate over there just said 5 gold. I suppose 5 gold would be just sufficient.
I'm going to tell you right now, none of you guys are going to get 5 gold.
Yeah, greedy bastards,
says Byron.
Irin, we want Irin. It almost sounds like
Byron can't cook worth a shit.
we don't know that. Has he tried cooking us anything yet?
Byron, have you
Yar.
ever cooked any food before?
Well, of course. I've cooked food for myself, for my family.
What kind of food do you eat?
He's a family man.
Our
Soup for my family.
soup, porridge, hot and goopy usually does the trick.
Hot and goopy. You had me at hot and goopy.
Oh man, decisions.
I'm not actually there, for the record.
Captain, do you want to make make an executive decision?
I'm open to whatever. Do you have any suggestions? Let's how about a meal? We'll go middle of the end. I'm gonna offer a meal 2 gold per day.
I'll take it.
All right.
Deal. And he puts his hand out to shake yours.
All right.
And
I'm gonna shake his hand.
Byron just spits on the ground.
To hell with the lot of ya.
And he just kind of
Right.
walks off. And Hitari just kind of drops his head, kind of hangs his head, and just kind of walks away. Best of luck to you.
Hitari, go check out the Wicker Goat. They might need somebody up there. It's a nice place.
Well, Captain, pleasure to join your ranks.
All right. Why don't you go up there, get in touch with Fritz. He'll get you situated.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And he nods at you, Theo, as he walks up the gangplank and gets on the boat. You guys have just hired a cook.
All right.
Nods back, and then just as he goes up, he just Theo, mutters to Rhunar, You know, the funny thing is, if I were trying to get on board, spy on someone, and kill them, and there was a job on the ship, I'd take it.
Yeah, I considered that.
So,
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. Let's let Fritz know that we're gonna keep an eye on any new people that come aboard,
Aye, Captain.
and to let us know if there's anything strange going on.
Theo, we'll go have that conversation with Fritz.
I assume we're gonna have to get going without any kind of ballista.
Yeah, this is gonna take days.
Yeah. So let's can we put in the order, Dave? Like, is that process going?
Aye, Captain. I can certainly put in the order for you.
I think we should just do it. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah.
550 goals. It's a little rich, but I think we could float it.
I mean, it's better than going into combat at sea.
Yeah, because
getting hit by a
afterward,
ballista.
if we're just out in the water and somebody tries to come at us, it's gonna be useful.
Are we planning to leave port then?
Yes, as soon as we get word. So make ready the ship. We should be leaving at first light, I believe.
Aye.
Was it said during the meeting, like exactly when?
Yeah, you said you were going to leave at dawn the next day.
Okay. All right. Yep.
So Fritz sends one of the guys out, or not one of the guys, because the guys are off gallivanting. He sends Korga to the Carpenter's Hall to let them know that you guys are ordering a ballista.
Okay.
So that is in the works. Meanwhile, you've got yourself a cook. That one fucking guy and the other guy are still not back from wherever they went with a bunch of gold. Carousing.
Should we go get him? Or should we send somebody else?
I think we should delegate. We should send Fritz. He's going on getting paid banked for this.
Yeah, you're right. We pay Fritz. Send Fritz to go get the guys.
Yeah.
Aye, Captain.
I'll yell at him. I'll be like, Fritz,
Yeah.
I need you to go get the guys.
Aye, will do.
And if they're wasted and they don't have any information,
Bring him back anyway.
they might not be happy coming back, but they're coming back. You understand?
I think so.
Good.
Just get everybody back on the boat.
Riddles all the time.
He shuffles off and heads into town. As you guys reconvene on the main deck of the ship with a new plan, a quest ahead of you, and some clues to what's happening in Saltmarsh, but a bit of a distraction to aid in the assault on the Sahuagin Lair. Is there any other conversation that you guys want to have before we wrap up for the night? Or anything else that you want to do? You've basically got the evening. Fritz is off collecting the guys, which he'll be able to do without incident, really. When they come back, they're hammered, as expected, with very little information to relay. They've spent all of the 10 gold on a variety of different services, and they're very happy. They're in very good spirits when they return. But you do have some time in the late part of the day if there's anything else that you want to do before retiring for the night and preparing for the morning's departure.
All right, we got a cook. We have a ballista on order. We've talked to the Dralian estate. I've talked to Anders. We've done our council meeting.
Do you want to give the journal another shot?
You know what? That's an excellent idea. I was thinking either the journal or, a shady part of me was thinking I go bust into the Soulmore house tonight.
Would you?
I don't
I don't
think
know. Would
we
you have
need to
time
do
for
that.
that?
I mean, we don't have to leave till the morning, and it's the evening, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
need
we
an
just
hour
went
or
through
2
that
hours.
with we just went through that room with like Arcana eyes out.
Oh no, that was the Drowning Estate, not the Soulmore.
Oh, the Saltmarsh state. I see.
Yeah, I think the timing on that would be bad since you have blatantly accused him in open public.
It's going
Yeah,
to
yeah, you're right.
also, and I'm just going to point this out.
I
you
don't know
spend
if we have time.
Yeah, if you spend the night, cat burgling, and get back kind of tired, we're leaving in the morning and we're going to be in a Sahuagin fortress at like noon. So
You're
maybe
right.
get some sleep, hydrate, be ready.
You're
We
absolutely
practice
right.
dialing it back a little bit.
You know what? I'm gonna actually take that to heart, and I'm
Okay,
gonna
how about
spend the
this?
evening just studying and
Would
meditating, and
do you would it help if somebody assisted in like trying to figure out the journal?
I believe it would give me at least a better chance,
Mhm.
Right.
but it won't give me
Oh wait, we do have the stone though
guaranteed
too, right?
situation. Yep, yep. And I was thinking I'd just use the stone tonight
All right. I
because
think we should do that.
I could just use it again tomorrow.
I think we
How
should
could
use
this
the
go wrong?
stone.
All right, so let's do this. Irin, is there anything that you want to accomplish before the night's end?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Theo's going to walk up to Irin as he looks like he's not doing anything. Goes, "Do you not want to go work at the forge with the nice lady?" Just
What
a
time?
suggestion.
What time is it?
It's evening. It's not nighttime yet, but it's the sun is setting.
Late in the day for forge
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
All right, Theo, is there anything that you want to accomplish?
I was trying to encourage Irin to up his game with the ladies. As that has failed,
Oh, I know.
Theo will also retire to his room, and he's going to read through just any of the number of the books he's got, because somehow he has like a small library in his bag. Nothing major now.
All right. Any book in particular?
Let me look that up.
So has Theo's? Is it your sister? Has she come aboard?
She's been there for like 2 days, man.
Right. Yeah, I know. Nobody's talked to her yet. I will go and check on Theo's sister.
Captain. She's just kind of hanging out on the deck.
Hello, miss. I understand you're Theo's sister. I thought I'd introduce myself.
I can see why you might think that. No, not at all.
Oh, okay. You're just traveling companions?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I just figured I'd, Theo obviously trusts you and he brought you onto the boat, so I figured we'd meet and I'd just introduce myself. I'm Rhunar Deg.
Yes, I know who you are.
Nice to meet you.
Do me a favor. Don't get Theo killed.
Well, that is, the last thing I want to happen at this point.
Good. Then I imagine that we'll be fast friends.
All right. Since you were on the boat, I figured you might, want something to do.
Absolutely.
All right. So, are you good at anything? Do you think you could help out anywhere in the boat?
Well, I've never been a sailor, but what did you have in mind?
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions. Can you handle yourself in a fight?
I can certainly try.
All right. Well, we're not expecting, direct conflict, confrontation on the boat. But I imagine we will need assistance here and there as we go.
I would consider myself a bit more of a thinker than a fighter, but I do have this dagger, and she kind of shows you that she's got a dagger on her hip, and she says, "I'll do what I can to help. Just let me know."
All right. Well, Theo trusts you. You know, you have my trust. Just let me know if you have any problems on the boat, and we'll get it sorted out.
Thank you, Captain.
Watch out for some of these scurvy scallywags.
Oh, I can hold my own.
All right. I trust that you can. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Theo, did you have a book in mind or no?
Yes, he's actually trying to. One, he's going to pull out the pointy, tattered black hat that he
Ooh,
has.
yeah.
He's going to put that on, and he's going to try and make sense of the spell book we got from the not haunted house.
The spell book. Okay. Let's see. Roll an Arcana check.
That's apparently a 20 frickin' 3.
Wow.
It was the spell book of the guy who was in charge of the
Stamboulet.
yeah, Sam Boulay. Forgot his name. Theo has, full disclosure, Theo's never actually seen a real spell book and gotten to like peer through it.
Okay.
So he's fascinated by this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I mean, the important thing is, as he's not actually a wizard, he can't use any of it.
Right.
So he's
Yeah.
literally going to spend the entire evening being confused, slightly frustrated, slightly intrigued, while wearing a bad wizard's hat.
Well, the wizard hat certainly helps. There's no question about that. Let's see. There he is. So you, there are a variety of different spells that are inscribed inside this. Wow, 23. Okay. There are a variety of spells inscribed, including a spell for Charm Person, Color Spray, Magic Missile, Silent Image, Magic Mouth, and Scorching Ray. It's really hard, unless they're part of your spell list that you have access to, you wouldn't be able to figure out how to really cast them.
Yeah, I imagine, and plus since he casts them in kind of a different way,
Right.
I imagine it's like, it's a pretty page, and he can make out the title of the spell and everything else,
Yep.
and it's just weird diagrams.
Exactly.
And he's just turning the book sideways, squinting at it.
You kind of get the gist of what the spells are named and what they might do, but in terms of figuring out how to cast them, it's gibberish.
And that's his evening.
Okay. Anything else for Rhunar?
I'm gonna go back to my quarters and just start, if possible, working out a design for the flag of the boat.
Okay. That sounds good. Absolutely. And then,
Other than that, I got nothing.
okay. All right, Byron, what would you like to do with the rest of your evening?
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the guys,
Okay.
and I'm going to calmly, not intimidatingly. Well, no, not intimidatingly. I'm just gonna approach them and say, "So, guys, sent you out on an information mission. And remember what I said? I'd like you to bring back some info. So tell me, what do you have for me?"
That other fucking guy, he pipes up. The other guy is too drunk. He can't really even focus on you. And he says, "I learned one important thing tonight. One really important thing. What was it? Do not order the seagull loaf. Not good. Not good."
Do you remember why I sent you out there?
What?
Do you remember what I said when I sent you out there about my expectations.
He looks a little nervous.
I'm gonna grab his hand.
He's got
I'm
the
gonna
hiccups.
hold it in both of my hands, and I'm gonna look him right in the eyes, and I'm gonna get really close to him, and I'm gonna say, "Do you remember what I said?"
Not really.
See, that's a problem. And like, apparently, I've been pretty agitated today. I don't know if that's the right word. I've been, you know what? Consider this your warning. And I'm saying all this like really polite.
You can kind of see he's sobering up as you're talking to him. He's like,
The next time I send you on a mission and I give you money
Yeah.
to spend out of my pocket and I expect you to do something,
Yeah, absolutely,
if
absolutely.
you don't do it, like I said to do it, and you come back without any of the money I gave you, well, you'll find out, I guess. But I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to be too confrontational today. But
Roll an
I promise
intimidation
the
check,
next time-
anyways.
Damn it! Oh, thank goodness.
Okay.
It was a friendly intimidation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to be
He,
friendly. I was trying. To
The
scare
other
him too
fucking
much.
guy, you can tell he's kind of sobering up in front of you as you're getting serious with him, and he understands that you're disappointed. And the other guy, however, is just hammered, and he smacks him across the face, and to no avail. And he's like, "I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. It'll never happen again."
I'm so proud of Byron.
So now I'm gonna take 2 steps away, and I'm gonna ponder taking out my rapier. And then I'm not gonna take it out, and I'm gonna walk away, really pissed.
As you walk away, you hear, and
Yep.
what? It starts,
I feel a little bit better.
one of
Feel
them
a
starts
little bit
puking. You don't know which one it is, but you definitely hear vomiting.
better. I hope it's both of them. And so then I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna take out that lucky stone.
You reach into your pocket
And
where you had placed the stone, and you can't find it. It's not in that pocket.
what?
What the hell?
Now I'm gonna do the full pat down on myself.
Yeah, you search your pockets, your pouches, It's not. You don't have it.
Well, shit. Oh man, I'm gonna think back on my day. Shoot, I can't think of a time where anyone was close enough to steal from me, with the exception of Sophia. Now I'm in a full-blown rage. I'm gonna take out my rapier.
Oh
I'm
no!
gonna dive off the boat, and I'm gonna swim to the drowning. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Oh God, he's a land
Rapier
shark.
in his teeth.
well, shoot. Who gave me that, anyways? Was that Rhunar?
Yeah,
Uh,
we gave
Theo.
it to you.
Theo
Yeah,
gave
so
it.
anyway, both of them to start with.
So I'll find Theo.
You open the door to the room. Theo is like got a book sideways, has his head out, just looks up, immediately scrambles to put that all away. Hi, hello, Byron.
Still wearing the giant hat.
It gets crumpled away as well.
No, it's okay. No, Theo, I'm not judging.
Caught in the
Listen,
act.
Did I walk in on something?
Theo, listen. I lost that stone, dude.
What do you mean you lost the stone?
The stone, the lucky stone that you gave me. And I'm gonna turn my pocket inside out. and I'm gonna be like, it's not in my pocket. I can't think of a time where it would have gotten away from me. Um,
Someone stole it.
I can you? I didn't do anything active today, really. I mean, we kind of chilled. I mean, do you remember anyone coming near me, or anything? Did you see anything?
Let me
I
think.
didn't change. I haven't changed today.
Coffee. We yelled a lot. There was the Dralian estate. You didn't get too close to the lady. She was scared of you. We went to the thing. We got close to Eleander Fireborn, but if he's capable of stealing something off your person without you noticing, I'll eat my hat you definitely didn't just see me wearing. No. Shit. Theo just kind of goes fuck and shoves his fist kind of up against his side to make his arm kind of akimbo. Stops. Does the gesture again because he's putting it into his belt pouch. Does it a third time, and then slips his hand into the belt pouch and pulls out the stone.
What?
And just stares at it.
And with that, we will end tonight's session. Nice job, guys. That was fun.
God dang, you are so sneaky.
What?
You have no idea about that.
Ah, that's great. That's
Well,
great.